Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another Beer Flow Thursday. So it is Thursday, which means it's almost Friday. So we're going to get our beer on here and enjoy some beers and going to hopefully kick back, have some fun, and hopefully you guys will enjoy the ride. Of course, I am Rajay, and thank you to everybody that kind of jumped in here on the channel. If it's your first time to the channel and you like what you see, make sure you hit that like button. Of course, if you haven't subscribed yet, make sure you subscribe so you can catch all the videos as they come out and hit that little notification bell if you want to be alerted to that. With me, of course, is this usual group of scoundrels. We have Eric from Michigan. Eric, a Lions fan. Make sure you check out his channel as well. Does a little bit of beer, a little bit of sports, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. And we got, of course, Average Joe from the Beer Patrol out of Buffalo, cold Michigan. A lot of coldness out there. And then you want to check out his channel, too, because he's pretty good. I'm just saying he's pretty good. And, of course, we got Todd, channel in waiting, going to be out at some point here. You know, it took Joe like 5 years, so we figured Todd's on a 10-year plan. So Todd down here in Indiana over I can say the name of the town, but you might not recognize. So we'll just say he's west of Louisville, just across the border in Indiana. But welcome, gents, and how are you guys all feeling tonight?
Doing good.
Some beer.
Yeah,
that's right.
So tonight is going to be like, I don't know, this is like we haven't done like a group review in a long time. So, because it got crazy, us trying to find the beers or trying to find brews, whatever. But courtesy of Todd, who came through with the 450 North, which is right up there, you know, we're going to be doing a review on the Bronze Nuggets. That's right. There you go. The Bronze Nuggets. Triple dry hopped IPA. Triple, not once, not like LeBron, not one, not two, 3-time hopped. And this is actually part of their Rare Nuggets series, which we're trying to kind of figure out because everything they do is pretty much rare. It's like one and done. So I guess this is like straight from high school to the NBA or something, not even going to college. But that's what we got. A few other things happening. We're going to crack that open in a little bit and then let you guys step in. What do you guys want to say? You want to throw some stuff out there?
Put us on the spot. Come on, man.
And this is what happens when you turn over to the peanut gallery. Anyway, before we get started, Joe, you want to hit comments? We got anything going on out there?
Oh, I mean, don't mind if I do. Eric Gilbert says cheers, and we're done.
Oh, just Gilbert's out there? That's it right now?
That's all I have. If there's more, let me know, but that's all I'm seeing.
All right. Well, you know, it's just a little early. It's a little early. That'll work. Let me see here. So, do we want to get into the Bronze Nuggets right now? Are you guys ready to get in yours? You want to let it sit out for a little bit longer?
I just got mine out of the refrigerator, so I probably wouldn't mind mine sitting out a little bit.
I mean, come on.
You're killing us, Eric. Well, we'll let it sit for a bit, so we'll come back to that. But Flagship February, we'll start there. So it's Flagship February. Has anybody gotten into Flagship February? Have you went out and got certain beers to celebrate Flagship February?
Other than Miller High Life? No.
Pretty sure that's not what the hashtag is all about, Eric.
Damn it. No, not
of course.
Not that.
I guess I could say I picked up some Zombie Dust a couple weeks ago from Three Floyds. I don't know if Flagship, since they were so rare for a while or not, but
well, it's what Three Floyds is known for, so I would definitely consider one of their flagship beers.
Yeah. So I guess inadvertently I partook in the Flagship February.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't say that I have. I actually forgot about it at the beginning of the month, and then people started talking about it. I'm like, oh, that's a cool concept. I might before the end of the month maybe grab maybe like a 6-pack full of Flagship beers. I think it is cool because a lot of people forget where they came from when it comes to craft beer and the stuff they drink and a lot of stuff. I mean, like there's a lot of, it's polarizing beer, I feel, but like, I think we all agree that at least here, we like Two Hearted. Two Hearted is a good beer. And like, I haven't picked that up in a while. I should probably go grab that. It's good beer. I forget about it. It's been years. I do want to grab Edmund Fitzgerald Porter from Great Lakes. I don't know if that's technically a flagship beer, but it's a delicious beer.
Yeah.
And it's one of their best and year round. So yeah, I think it's a pretty cool thing they got going on for sure.
Yeah, I would say they're known for that beer, so I would say it's one of their flagship beers for sure. And I did pick up this. I don't know if I'll drink it tonight or not, but depends because this what is this 11% on the triple hop?
Yeah,
it's a big boy,
but it's still early.
Start out light.
It's still early. I did pick up a bottle of the Sierra Nevada Pale Ale just because in case I need any backup. I'm trying not to buy beer right now because there's so much beer here, but it's like Thursday night comes around. It's like, what do I want to grab for the show? So I picked that up, kind of throwing it back to the old school because I'm an old fool.
So
I might be a little bit too early to start busting some rhymes out there. Wait till we get a little bit deep into the bronze nuggets, then you can go ham.
But check out, I took this out of my cooler downstairs. It's got some nice frost on the can, so this one is definitely on chill. I got to tell you, I like that cooler. I put a thermometer in there, so it was like at 37 degrees on all the beers in there right now. So.
Yeah, I just have my fridge kind of around like 40, 42. So, and I'm usually here in the basement, so it's usually like 60 down here. I'll probably be drinking this at room temperature by the time Eric's, warms up. I'll make Paul happy.
Paul wants his blood warm there. So
I'm boiling some water to put the can in at some point here in a couple minutes.
So let's see, special glassware for this at all?
I got oh, go ahead, Joe. I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, you go ahead. You already started on it.
I got the Great Divide Barrel Age Series glass. I don't know what type of glass it is, but I grabbed it and I'm going to use it.
I've seen you use that a couple times. I really like that glass. That's a nice ass glass. I dig it.
We got Joe, a little TQ?
Mini TQ Prairie. I don't know why. I just felt maybe I should drink this in smaller doses. I don't have too many mini TQs. I have a lot of just like the regular. I think I want to say they're 16 ounces or maybe like 14 ounces. This one's, I think, 10 ounces. So yeah, I only have a couple of them like that. So I busted it out. Not proper though. No hashtag anywhere.
And Todd, what do you got?
I don't know what the name of these type of glasses are, but I like them. It's one I picked up at $4.50 during getting these cans. So it's like the
come on, brother, you didn't get us any glassware either.
Yeah, come on, hashtag proper glassware. Come on, Todd.
Or could go with this one.
He doesn't.
I love that. That was, if you ever get one of those, I will pay you with no money at all. I'll just pay your beer, but that is an awesome glass.
And it's got all their little fresh fruit characters on that one.
Yeah,
I don't see it very well or not, but
That's pretty sweet.
Oh, that's sweet. I like that.
That's a pretty cool one there.
I like that it's stemless too. I like those stemless.
Your other one's an IPA glass, so
yeah.
Does the fruit beer
well, I don't know what the actual technical term or name is for. Sorry, Eric, for those.
Just IPA glass. All I know.
Is that all it is? Okay.
Yeah. I mean, they make those for IPAs specifically.
Yeah.
And I just got like a tulip snifter kind of combo thing there. So
Nobody has a pine glass.
Never.
I thought about grabbing one. Did think about grabbing one.
Well, I haven't seen Eric use a Sam Adams glass.
Yeah, I figured I'd retire that one at least for tonight.
It's a perfect pint glass. I mean, the thing is what I always say is just make sure you drink the beer in a glass, even if it is a pint glass. It helps, but proper glassware is always the way to go.
Yeah.
Either with the actual brewery logo on it or like the actual proper style. Either way, it's proper.
What are you saying? Red Solo Cup's no good?
I mean, no, it's all right. It's all right. Gotta open up that nose, God. And that red solo, if it's a stemmed red Solo Cup like they have, then that's a little bit classier.
Even better.
They do actually sell those. They need like a red Solo Cup TQ glass, and I'm on board. I'm on board with
that. Well, I think it's a funny glasses. Holly's got those Mason glasses on like stems.
Yeah.
Those are kind of funny. Yeah.
I can't decide if those are classy or not. I'm not sure.
If that's not like LA Hillbilly on it, I mean, I don't know what is. So.
I think it reeks awesomeness.
Yeah. Well, I'm ready to crack mine open.
Right,
so
let's do this because Eric, you know what? Go boil some water and you're good to go.
So we are now cracking open the bronze nuggets. There's some music in the background. And Joe's did not kick all over him this time.
No, I love it. Finally, not one that's overfilled, or ready to go crazy with the carbonation. Thank you. Thank you, folks. Oh, this smells amazing. I even just pouring it.
Oh, you guys aren't
look at that, baby.
You guys aren't going to believe this. Mine is almost like frozen partially.
Oh my Lord! You're the opposite of Paul. This is not. Maybe we should have waited, Rod. Maybe we should have waited.
But you know what? My nugget's going to be like a slushy now.
Make your own there, slushy.
Oh, this is
nuggets.
Wow. Holy crap. Wow.
Mine is thick. Hops smell good coming off of it.
You said mine is thick. There's chunks of ice in there, Rod. Of course.
I need like a lighter to put underneath of it.
No.
Get a
nice
campfire.
head there, about 2-finger white head.
Yeah, like
Maybe
a burnt,
cut the temperature down in my thing. There you go. Kind of like a pineapple ripened orange.
Yeah.
Like an orange creamsicle look to it.
Oh, that's dankus. AF. Good resinous quality.
Yeah. Definitely getting a lot of like citrus fruit notes for sure.
Oh, humongous.
This might be the best smelling 450 North IPA I've ever had. And I've had like, what, 4? But, you know.
Was it?
I mean, you
it
could
smell
also
just
put this up like it's Hemper or something. I mean, it's that much dankness coming out of it.
I'm getting like tons of tropical fruit and stone fruit, like big, like you guys are saying pineapple, but like peach and mango, and just it smells.
Yeah,
it smells
definitely.
sweet, but not crazy sweet. Like like a lot of triple IPs when you smell them, you're like, oh man, diabetes. But this one not so much. Has that dank character I think Rod talked about, kind of toning it down.
Like I was saying earlier, when we was up there, we got some flights, split some flights, and this was one of them. Just had just a half of a little taster, so I'm actually kind of anxious to dive into this one again for the full blown.
Nelson Savan, Big Secret, Citra Cairo, and El Dorado.
Is that Todd's nice way of saying "fuck you guys"? Let's drink this. Is that what you're trying to say, Todd? It feels like
I just full disclosure, I have had sips of it before, but
go ahead.
No, go ahead, John.
You go. No.
Now, compared to how you had it when you were at the brewery till now on the nose, is there differences or is it pretty much the same?
It smells more fragrant for sure now than it did there. Of course, like I said, it's just a small sample size, 2-4 ounce. Well, I guess it's probably a 4-ounce pour.
Yeah, I was going to say probably 3 or 4 ounce pour.
Yeah. And I don't know if it was because probably partially a lot of it too is I've had this one out of the fridge for
God, it smells awesome.
30 minutes, 35 minutes now. And of course, when you're at the brewery, you're getting it straight out of the tap and it's cold. So
yeah, it's cold and you got it in little tasters. You can't get your schnoz in there as well.
Right.
Now let's open up. Did they say Nelson's in here? I'm definitely starting to get that like white wine, white grape kind of thing as it's opening up.
Yeah.
It's kind of shifting on me, which is cool.
Yeah, that's actually the first one listed on the can.
You get almost like a grape type feel in there, white grape.
Yeah, like it's definitely a grape now, and it wasn't as it like warmed up in the glass or opened up. Like now that's becoming like the predominant note.
I'm ready to dig in, gents.
I think
I'm like you, Joe. It doesn't smell so sweet.
Oh, I've been sipping already while y'all
been. Oh, have you?
Yeah.
All right, well, cheers everybody except for Ryan.
I gotta pop.
He's got to eat those ice cubes.
Got good flavor in the palate.
Not as a big bitter hit as what I would have thought, but it's malty.
Yeah, you get a good mouthfeel. You got a good coating on the mouth with it.
Yeah.
I get that cheek popping feel that I talk about in some of the videos.
This definitely feels like it's has like the hop astringency because it's so fresh.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you guys get like kind of like the burn from the hops. It's a little bit, not overly so, but it's definitely there.
That's what I was going to say. I can feel a little burning sensation on the tongue a little bit as it's going down.
I'm getting it up here in my upper lips here too.
Yeah, it's not the alcohol either. It's definitely the hops. Like it's definitely got that green astringency for being. I mean, this beer's not even 2 weeks old and definitely super fresh.
Yeah, it's got a good astringency on it too.
The alcohol. I mean, for 11%, I couldn't probably peg this over maybe 8.5, 9. Like it doesn't. There's really. I'm not getting any booziness on the palate. I'm getting a warming in the chest, going in the stomach.
Yeah,
that's what I was just getting ready to say, Joe. I don't feel much in the flavor of beer or of alcohol, but going down a little bit kind of warms you up a little.
I'm sorry, Todd. I let you go first next time. I don't want to keep on feeling your thoughts.
a good amount of throat scraping.
Yeah,
and
I think
that finish.
I will say, and this isn't a negative, but I think the nose was a lot better. But the nose was freaking crazy. Like the nose, I thought the nose was amazing. It's just more subtle in the taste, I think.
I wonder if the malts are kind of pressing everything else down a little bit, being that it's 11%.
It's sweet, but I think it's there's a good balance because there is enough bitterness on the back end, and I think that astringency and that like dank character too kind of carried over. So it is sweet. Don't get me wrong. You drink this at 11%, it definitely is a big sweet triple IPA because that's what you expect. But like a lot of triple IPAs I can crush this can, and I don't think it's gonna be too sweet at the end, like so many of them are for me personally.
Yeah, I don't think for being a triple, it's as malty, as sweet as you would anticipate going into it.
Right.
It definitely has more hop characteristic to it than your typical triple IPA, for me anyway.
Mm-hmm. Like this, and the only other triple IPA I've had was the Bell's Mars. Was that a triple?
I believe it was, Eric.
That was for Bell's, right?
The Bell's Mars. Was that a triple?
Yeah, there's a lot of people, and I don't know what side I'm on or what how I think about it. But a lot of people think it's just marketing, and triple IPAs really aren't a style. It's just like a lot of times when you get to 10%, they're like, oh, it's a triple IPA. It's like, well, it's still kind of a double. I mean, at what point does it qualify as a triple? I don't think it's an actual style. It's just people saying it's a triple IPA in a lot of respects.
Well, I think it's the ABV level.
Yeah, I mean,
your doubles are usually 8 to 10. So if you get over that,
and it used to be just doubles were just anything over 8, and then all of a sudden they were like, well, let's make triples 10 and above, and then I've seen some quadruples that are like 12 and above, and it's like, when does it stop? Does it ever stop?
There is no end.
I'm digging it. I'm digging this one a lot.
As it warms up, I'm getting some of the earthiness out of it too now.
Yeah, there's definitely like an earthy. Like you're talking about dank, but there's like an earthy dank quality. Like it's an underlying flavor that's prevalent throughout the entire palate. Like it's like omnipresent, but there's still enough hop character from like the fruits and stuff over top of everything that it's I think it's pretty well balanced. I really do.
I'm going to tell you.
For me, sorry, Rod.
I was going to say, probably frozen is not even bad. It is like one of those slushies. I took the nuggets and I made it a slushy. 450's like, why didn't we think of that? We could have made a bronze slushy. Next time. Sorry, Todd.
I'm thinking for me, I don't know about how you guys are, but the hotness of it kind of goes away, and then the fruitiness kind of kicks back in again as it kind of sits on your palate a little bit, like on the back end.
Yeah, and I don't know if it's just my mind, but because they say Nelson Sauvin and Vic Secret, two, I think both of those hops, or one of them's from New Zealand, I believe, and one's from Australia, or maybe they're both New Zealand hops. But I'm definitely getting that white grape too. I think that's what I'm left with, is like the white grape, white wine character on like the finish.
Had some of that, yeah.
Yeah, I'm getting mostly the white wine. I'm getting mostly the dank and resinous qualities.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you this would had El Dorado or Citra Cryo or Citra in general in here. I would definitely guess some kind of Southern Hemisphere hop we'll go with.
I'm digging it. You guys have pretty much said what I would have said too. I'm liking the full bodiness of it. I'm liking the hops. I'm liking the fruit flavor. Just an all around real good beer to me. I mean, I don't see it. Not a damn thing wrong with it personally.
Where would you guys put it on the medium to heavy, medium to full body?
Lower side of full for me, I'd say.
Yeah.
Not quite like super thick and sticky, but like it's getting to that level. It's definitely not thin, Paul. It's not thin.
Yeah, I would put it not quite sticky, but it's getting there. Yeah.
I like the dryness of it though.
Yeah, I think that's a good point, Rod. The dryness, like I said, there's enough bitterness, enough dryness to cut the sweetness, because this is like the front of the palate. This thing is what you expect from 11% beer. It is sweet. It is definitely sweet, but it has the balance from the dryness and the bitterness. Mm-hmm. Because I think if this didn't have that, I mentioned in one of the reviews, I can't remember the beer, Todd, like it was the last triple IPA you sent, and it was good beer, but like halfway through the can, I was just like, man, I really don't want to drink this anymore because it's so sweet. It's just so sweet. I can't handle, 11%. It's like every single sip's like taking a sip of honey or something, like real honey. At some point, you need to slow it down, right? So I'm going to drink this entire can and have no issues with it, which is nice.
Yeah, it's a good point bringing up there. That from that last triple was way sweeter, I would agree.
Yeah.
And they've mellowed this one out with, I don't know, can't remember what the other one was offhand, what hops was used. But they found a nice way to balance it and cut that sweetness down. To me, I don't feel a lot of sweetness on this one. I mean, it's definitely there some, but not as prevalent as most triples, I guess.
Well, it's not overly sweet, but yeah, you got a little tinge in there.
Yeah, you get the malt sweet. I mean, the malt sweetness from being 11%. Like I said, I get that up front. It's just like a lot of fruitiness, a lot of the malt sweetness, but then as it passes through the palate, like Rod talked about the earthiness and the dankness, and then you're left with the dryness and the bitterness. It kind of stops it. It never at no point when I'm drinking this, I'm like, oh my God, it's too sweet. And a lot of IPAs are exactly like that, where it's like, okay, yeah, this is gonna be good. I wish it was in an 8-ounce can or a 12-ounce can, but this one, no issues.
Can we get in a 24-ounce can?
24-ounce can? Yeah. Can we get this in a 19.2?
Hey, one can wish. One can wish.
The Black Nuggets was the one that I thought that you said last time was a little bit too sweet. That was the one.
Yeah.
But yeah, I know Rod puts ratings in his description, but on the video, I'd give this probably like close to 4.5. As far as triple IPAs go, this is one of the best I've had outside of Other Half. Shout out to Eric Gilbert. He loves when I mention Other Half. But yeah, this is probably one of the best triple IPAs I've had outside of. There's been a couple others, but this is up there, and this might be one of the best just hop forward beers I've had from 450 North.
I gotta agree.
Where would you put it as far as a comparison? Sorry, Eric, to the Other Half triples that you've had from them.
You're not allowed to ask me that question. That's not fair.
No, I mean, I know.
You're getting personal now, son.
It depends on the triple IPA. This is as good as probably. Actually, I think I've had 4 or 5 triple IPAs from them, and this is probably just as good as 2 or 3 of them. There's a couple that are like the All Green Everything. I think is outstanding, and there's a couple others, but this one's pretty close. I wasn't
necessarily asking as which is better. I mean, that was just more like in a comparison to those, because you've had a bunch of those. Like, and I know you like the Other Half triples. That's where I was going with it. Not necessarily as a apples to apples, which is better, gun to head or anything.
I think the Other Half IPAs. I don't know how long 450 North has been brewing beer. Like, have they been open for 5 years? Has it been 3 years?
I'm wanting to say 5, maybe 6 years now.
Yeah, I would say from the IPAs you sent to what I've had from like Other Half, or even some of the bigger New England style breweries, I would say those are more dialed in and robust and like just more cohesive. But each time you send 450 North IPAs, I think each time I've had them, I've enjoyed them a little more. Like, I feel like they're doing a better job maybe over the last year or so. But that could just be, me being an idiot, which probably is the case. But
no, they've definitely stepped their game up in the last 3 years or so, for sure. Because most of all this, when they started doing this brewery only release thing on these series, is when they've really started taking off. And even their main distro stuff has gotten a little better.
Don't
Hi,
you
guys.
yourself, Todd? Hello, Shannon.
No, it's a solid beer, though.
Yeah,
That's good.
For me, I'm going to go ahead and give my 2 cents in here.
No, it's 3, Eric. It's 3.
Oh, 3? Okay. I can't agree or disagree with anything Joe said. I mean, it's a great beer. I like the big maltiness of it. I like the hop presence that I'm getting. There hardly isn't any booziness, but now with these big beers now, from anyone who's brewed them, they've somehow been able to dial in not to get hardly any alcohol presence on the aroma or on the taste. I don't know how they're doing it, but there's something that they're doing where the alcohol presence is not detectable on these type of beers. So
especially at 11%. So
my big thing is it's just a great beer. If you guys got the chance to get the Bronze Nuggets from 450 North, I'm sure you're going to be pleasantly surprised from these guys. I'm going to give this. I go on a 100-point scale, so I'm going to give it about a 95, an A for me. This is really good. I'm digging it. There's not really much I can really, nitpick about it to make it any worse or any better, or kind of nitpick it to make it any worse. So,
very nice. What about you, Todd?
Yeah, I'm gonna go at probably gonna fall in about a 4.25, maybe 4.5. I don't know. I'm kind of teetering. It's really close. I'm not sure which way I'd go. I don't know. I go 4.5.
Yeah, I mean it's solidly a decent beer. It's nice overall, whether straight liquid or frozen. It goes down pretty nice. I've never had anything freeze in my cooler like that before, but that's all right. I probably gonna need to check the other ones, but turn it down. But when you think of like a triple IPA, most of the time when you have a triple IPA, because they raise the malts up to actually get the ABV up, they become usually sweeter than you would like to have them. And they were actually able to raise whatever malts they needed to, but get that hop balance that kept that hop quality to it. So you think of something that's even like a double IPA, like the Lake Erie Monster from Great Lakes, it gets to be more sweet at that level, and it's lower ABV than what this is. And they were actually able to keep everything still in a nice, perfect balance to get it to a level that you could really enjoy this beer, taking the hops, taking the malts, everything worked together. It has a nice little style about itself. I mean, phenomenally, it blows you away. One of the things you get in higher ABV beers, right, is sometimes holding the head. The heads are holding nicely. You're getting nice lacing on it. You're getting a good overall appearance. I mean, it's pretty much everything you would kind of seek out, and I would think for this type of beer to have one like this, that great dryness on it as an IPA or a triple IPA. So for me, actually, I'm going to actually give this one here. I was thinking about a 4.5, but I'm actually going to give this one probably a 4.75. Just
nice.
It's not much off. I mean, unless Dave Chappelle jumped out of the glass and says it'll fuck you up. I mean, that would be the 5 right there. So, but yeah, because you don't even taste the alcohol. It's amazing. You're not tasting the booziness.
Mm-hmm.
They're keeping the hop quality. You're getting everything about an IPA usually like, and it's just a smooth beer overall. I mean, it doesn't get as much better than what they did with this one. So. You could sit here and drink a few of these and not be turned off by them. That's the thing.
But you probably wouldn't be able to do the PSA.
Oh, you'd be turned off. You'd be turned off for sure.
I think Eric would need someone else to come in and help you on that.
It's probably good as a rare addition because people would have loaded up on that baby.
I tell you what, I'm already feeling like I'm starting to feel good.
Yeah,
it's scary because I could drink a couple of these, and at the end of it, I would be not sober. Let's just say that.
Those are the best PSAs.
Shannon, you might have to take over the PSA channel.
You may not want her doing that either.
Yeah, I'm the one that needs to be doing that.
But since we have Shannon here now, Shannon, what do you think of this beer?
It's pretty good.
Oh boy.
You're in trouble. You are in trouble. That's kind of trouble, but you're still in trouble.
You were right about it not tasting like it's 11% because I wouldn't have even thought about that. But yeah, it doesn't really taste like it's real strong, like in the alcohol sense. But it is pretty hoppy. To me, it is.
Yeah. I think to all of us it is. It's one of those things where like happiness comes in all kinds of forms. I don't think for me this is like the straight bitterness like you get in a lot of it. I think it's more fruity and earthy and dank and whatnot. So all depends on what your palate perceives, of course.
Definitely have the alcohol.
Yeah, for sure.
For 11%.
Yeah, give it about an hour. It won't be hiding alcohol that well. At least not.
It's really interesting though because like when we went up there, we tasted so many. Like when we got the flights, we tasted so many of like the smoothie ones and Is it smoothie? Is that what they're called? Slushy ones. And like you taste this after you taste those, and you're like, no, because that's so sweet and this is so not.
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of forgot about this one when we were up there because the other ones were so sweet and good and different. But I like this one.
That's the one great thing, but also frustrating thing about getting flights is that you have so many usually different styles of beer, unless you're constantly like cleansing your palate. And even then, when you have 6 to 8 beers, you can't really tell exactly how each one is perfectly. Like it's going to be different. You're going to go home and drink the can and be like, wow, I don't remember it tasting like that. Probably because you were having 6 to 8 beers on
right.
So it's like your palate at some point is just like, I don't know what's happening anymore. You either taste it or it doesn't. I can't tell you much more about it.
And we were doing like, we probably didn't do it right either because we were like tasting one and then tasting another and then going back to that when we weren't like finishing one at a time. So that probably didn't help either.
There's no right way to do it.
Yeah.
That's the right way is your way. It's like
other than just finishing them off. That's the only right way.
It's like, you know, you're sitting there and it's like, I don't want to have to take a sip of water or eat something between every. It's just like, I just want to taste them and go through and see how they taste. It's not turning into science for you. For good, yeah, but for you drinking, it's supposed to be fun.
Yeah.
The good versus evil of a flight.
Yeah.
Well, I just definitely say thank you, Shannon and Todd, for getting these to us.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
No problem.
I had and Shannon in the title of my beer mail because. You know,
thank you.
She was the one that spearheaded it. Todd would have probably not read.
Totally
Todd would have been like, hey guys, here's all these cool releases, and then been like, what are you doing? You going? No. What? Why are you sending us to the
Well, I wasn't going to tell you. It was just a tease at first.
That's what you always do with those. And the channel was like, no, we're going. And then Todd's like, yeah, we're going. And I'm like, great. Thank you very much.
Okay, I guess we're going.
Yeah, twist my arm, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
I feel like Shannon's waking up Todd now. Like, get up, let's go.
Yeah.
It's cool that they let you guys in so you weren't freezing outside. That was
yeah, that was nice.
Yeah,
that is cool.
No, they're having another one next week.
Yeah, what do they do them every 2 or 3 weeks, right?
Every 3 weeks is what they've been on schedule for, and it's another 6-can release again. It's crazy.
That's crazy.
Yeah, other half now that they're here, literally every week now they're bringing like 7 to 10 beers. I don't know, people. If you just go and get 1 4-pack of everything, you're $200. These people are walking out with like 6 cases of like, all this stuff, and I'm just like, yo, that's like a cool grand. What just happened? No mortgages this month, I guess. Whatever. Another half beer.
I see him on Instagram. I'm like, how you get all that damn beer? It's like
yeah.
Some of those people are selling it though.
That's what they were doing. They were, most of them up there we're probably one of the few ones that only got maybe 1 or 2 4-packs of each. And everybody else was getting, as much as they could. I think they allotment is 4 4-packs of each one that they have. Some of them are 6. It depends,
Yeah,
on which style it is.
The slushies where you couldn't even get as many.
Yeah.
I mean, it's huge when it comes to trading people, the value in 450 North brewing great beer now. So, certainly in the last year, like you were saying, Todd, and the trade value is now going up. So they're like, oh, I can get an extra 4-pack of this, extra 4-pack of that. And I can get, Trillium or Treehouse or Monkish or whatever the, hot beer is at the time. So,
Yeah.
And we have a local Facebook page here, and they were selling them for a mixed 4-pack for like $30 a 4-pack or whatnot. And people were just, they were just flying.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, thing is that like it's I get it, but like I personally don't need more than a 4-pack of anything. Even if I want to hook up friends and whatnot, I usually just get a 4-pack, keep 1 for myself, 3 others if I have friends locally or through BeerTube or whatever, and I hook them up. But like I could not go there and buy a case of everything, even if I could afford it. I couldn't walk out of there with like $1,200 worth of beer just to trade it. I couldn't personally do it. That'd be ridiculous.
People riding around not paying their car payments, and they rolling out one of those cases of beer.
Yeah, we did get extras of the slushy.
Yeah, we did get extras of
Why are
those.
the lights off? I needed a case of everything. I'm sorry.
I do need to get into a group to trade some off for some different stuff. Trilliums, tree houses, or some other things like that.
We're not trading any of the slushies.
Okay, never mind then.
Oh,
Shannon has spoken. That's how.
Yes.
Never mind then.
I got my ass up at 7 o'clock in the morning on my day off and drove an hour, stood in line for an hour. We're not trading those.
To get slushy specific.
Yes.
Shannon, we love you.
You know who doesn't love us? The people in the comment section. Let me-
Yes. I was going to say, get the comments, people, now.
Yeah, well, we've had. So I think everybody knows that we all think this is a good beer. So it's a great beer. So, Phone We Had 13 says, "I'm here having a Riot IPA from La Cumbre Brewing, which I believe is in Arizona. Cheers."
Cheers, Foamy.
Eric Gilbert says, "I'm having a cream ale better than Genesee." Well, that's probably not hard to do, but you're in Canada, so it probably is. That's right, Gilbert. Sexton Brewing, Ashley says, "I am not drinking Flying Monkeys this evening," which I don't believe him. I just don't. Craig from Penn Beer Review says, "Hey guys, what's up, Craig?"
What's up, Craig?
What's going on, Craig?
What's happening, brother?
Eric Gilbert confirms my suspicions about Ashley by saying, "I doubt it, Sexton." Yeah, Sexton definitely drinking Flying Monkeys. Flying Monkeys and nothing else. He says, "Scientific fact," this is Ashley again, says, "pouring a beer releases the CO2, thus reducing the amount of gas that enters your stomach. Less bloat." That's what we expect from you, Ashley. Drinking Flying Monkeys beers, providing knowledge. Thank you. Eric Gilbert says, "Happy that beer doesn't sound like a slushy." He's not a huge fruited sour / adjunct, pastry stout guy. He says it sounds very sessionable at 11%. I would disagree with that.
Andre the Giant.
Yeah, that's true. None of us are Andre, but if you really were, definitely sessionable. Gabriel Salea says, "Hi, I'm here." What's up, Gabriel?
What's going on, Gabriel?
Welcome. Cheers.
What's up?
Skyhawk56 says, "Great show, guys." Well, thank you very much. And then he subbed to Sexton Brewing. So, I mean, that's even better. And then actually thanked him for the sub because that's what you do. Raining Out Your Parade shows up and says, "Yo, dogs." Just saying it like that. I don't know if he does. I feel like that he has it.
That's how you envision him saying it, huh?
Yeah, for sure. "Yo, dogs." And then he's just trying a Lagunitas Mozongo ale with mango juice. Great for a beer of its style. I think it's okay. And it's 7.7% alcohol by volume.
Yeah, I had that on draft now with the Lagunitas in Chicago.
Yeah, boom, roasted right now. Your parade. You didn't have it on draft at Lagunitas.
Boo.
You enjoy your can or bottle or whatever you have. I like Busted Shops. He deserves it. Beerman says, "Dangerous, LOL, nice." I think in response to maybe Bring Our Parade, but also maybe us, because yes, it is very dangerous. And then Eric, just spelling it out for people, says, "See these 3 gray buttons? Hit them to find our channels."
Yeah, there you go.
That's what Eric's here for, that in the PSA. I tell everyone I'll get to the comments momentarily, everyone, and that was about 10 minutes before I actually got to the comments. Gabriel then says he's having the New Belgium Voodoo Ranger Liquid Paradise IPA, 7.8% alcohol by volume and 44 IBUs.
How do you like that one, Gabriel? I still haven't had that one yet, although I heard it was good. I haven't had the Black Ranger yet either. They got that in cans here.
How many different Rangers do they have at this point?
It's all Ranger series now with them, I guess. Them, or they do the sour series, or they do the other one, like the Belgian type series. Yeah. They're making their niche.
There's a lot of jokes I could be making right now, but I'm not going to. Rain Air Parade.
I put it right up there for you.
Yeah, I can't. No, so they got swatted. Rain Air Parade. This is why I make fun of him. He says, "Unlike Adjunct Joe," see what he did there. So I try to stay away from adjuncts, but I want to try the blackberry slushy. Well, that's hilarious, because it seems as though you're drinking a fruit beer as we speak right now, Rainier. Isn't there mangoes in that mango? I need you to settle down, buddy. And then Gabriel says a 6-pack is $10.99 for the Liquid Paradise, which is a pretty solid price.
How much? $10.99?
Yeah, for an 8%, IPA.
I think it's like $9.49 here, but
Yeah, well, we all don't get Rod J deals, not do we?
that's the Kroger deal. I mean,
sorry.
Rod J would be lower than that.
Yeah.
Don't insult the Rod J deal, Joe. Come on, man.
There's no insulting. It's just yeah, that's true. I did insult it. That's my bad.
That's way overpriced for a Rod J
You are
deal.
not Rod J approved there.
Yeah, no, $9.49 is too much for a 6-pack of an 8%. In Rod's world, anything overpaying for. And then last but not least, Rainier Parade says, I got to buy every Lagunitas beer I see, which is never a bad idea because they are probably the best bang for your buck.
Yeah.
Period. When it comes to craft beer.
Speaking of Lagunitas and Flagship February, I haven't picked it up yet, but they did come back out with their undercover, which I do like that one. I need to pick up a 6-pack of that.
Yeah, that is a good one.
Yeah.
And furthermore, when it comes to Lagunitas, and probably not a lot of people agree, but I think their IPA is the most underrated big craft brewery IPA that you can get. Like I got it at like a local place that like had everything was like macro, and they just had Lagunitas IPA, and I got a couple pints of that, and I'm like, this is absolutely delicious. Why am I not buying this more often? It is such a good beer. I definitely have to. The problem is I can't find it fresh because it's a year round and like, you know, their flagship. So like I can't find it like under like 3 months old. I just want to get a relatively fresh Lagunitas IPA to revisit it, and I can't. So usually when I see it on tap, I grab it because it's probably fresh. So, but that's an awesome beer. Just the IPA. It's good. So good.
You hanging out at Applebee's again?
No, I don't go out. They're not my neighborhood bar and grill. They're not mine.
You said local neighborhood bar. I mean, and everything was macro except they had Lagunitas. I'm thinking you had to be at Applebee's.
No, I was actually at a local. It's basically a sports bar, but they have like a half dozen locations called Tully's. They have awesome burgers, but like their beer selection just kind of whatever. They have mostly macro. Then they have like a couple like they have like a Ellicottville. They have a blueberry beer and a couple other like, you know, local craft beers. But they have like, and I was like, man, I haven't had that in a while. I was like, I'll get that. And then I got one, and I got another, and I got another, and I'm like, this is great. This is a great beer. Why don't I buy this?
It's a good IPA. I think it's one of those ones that were out there ahead of time as well. But I think, you know, it's a good, as far as a flagship February, it's a good flagship beer from them.
I think I need to pick it up and maybe sneak in the review before the end of the month.
Yeah. I haven't had that in a while now I think about it. But
yeah, that's what everyone says. Like when's the last time we had Lagunitas IPA? I don't know, 2 years ago? Yeah, me too. And then I drink it. I'm like, what am I doing? I did that with I just reviewed Einger's Celebrator, their Doppelbock.
Oh, that's a good one too. Yeah,
I'm just rating myself in there. I gave it a 5 out of 5. I was like, why? I'm such an idiot. I'm like, why don't I buy this like all the time? Like, what am I doing with my life? I'm an idiot, and it's such a delicious beer. It is imported, so it's expensive, but like, it's whatever, $3.54 for 11.2 bottle. Well, how many beers do we pay there? $10 for, you know, a 500, you know, 16.9 ounce bottle. You know, it's not Rod. Rod's obviously.
You know what's funny? It's funny, like when you buy beers, like you'll buy beers if you're out at a restaurant or a brewery or a bar or whatever, and they're like, oh, it's like $8 or $9 a pint or whatever. You're like, oh, that's fine. You know, you get in the store, you're like, whoa, why does this cost so much for this beer? You know, like, and it'll be like $4 or $5 for a can. And like, if you were at a bar, you'd be paying $8 for it.
That's true. Well, a lot of people, we talked about Bombers on the show before, how they're, you know, pretty much a ripoff, and a lot of places are going away from the Bombers because, you know, you're getting ripped off. But I'll give you an example of people. I think when it comes to value, a lot of people, I don't know, they don't put two and two together. So Bell's Hop Slam. I think if we ask any of us, right, they're okay, it's expensive, right?
Yeah. $17.99 a 6-pack, yeah.
But not if you break it into, okay, so it's $17.99. You're saying some places it's 20. Let's say a can of it is $3. Let's just say a can of Bell's Hop Slam is $3, right? A lot of people would be like, that's expensive. And I'm not going to sit here and argue that. But what I am going to say is, how much did you guys just pay for the 450 North beers when you went to 450 North per 4-pack?
Yeah.
How much?
They ranged from $16.99 to, I think,
20. Yeah, they were up like
$20.99.
Yeah.
For four pint cans.
So you're talking at 16 ounce, so you get 4 extra ounces compared to the Hop Slam that comes in 12 ounce for anywhere between $4 to $5. Now, just take quality out of the equation because everybody has different opinions on what's a good beer. You'll ask a lot of people, do you like Hop Slam? People are like, I love it. It's a 10% double IPA with honey, right? Like, it's $3 a can.
Which isn't bad when you break it down. It isn't bad when you look at it that way.
It's not. It's reasonably priced when you take into account. Like people are like, "Oh man, I went and bought the New England Style IPA 4-pack for $18. That's $4.50 a can. So how does that worse than the Bell's Hop Slam for $3? Well, Bell's is a big brewery, and I don't really like that beer. Take your opinion out of the equation. Just talking about value, it's not any worse. Like somebody mentioned. I bought the grapefruit slam from Stone and I reviewed it, and I think I paid like $2.50 for that can. People are like, "Oh, the value's not there." I'm like, it's $12.99 for a 6-pack. It's an 8% grapefruit IPA. Like, even if you don't like it, sure, the value's not going to be there regardless of the price, right? But it's $2.50 for a 12-ounce can of an 8% beer with grapefruit. Like, we're paying crazy prices. Like, I think people are looking back 5 years ago when all these crazy styles and the 4-packs weren't super popular with the tall boys. Yeah. Back then it's expensive, but now you compare it, it's kind of just in the same realm. So I don't know. I don't know why I ranted on that. That's on me.
Well, I think it gets into a comparison for people as well, right? So you say if I get a can of Hop Slam for $3, like if I go to Jungle Gyms where they sell it individually, it might be $3. Or probably it won't be $3. It will be $3 because at that price point they don't uptick it.
Yeah.
But I'm like, why do I want to get that for $3? Yet I'll see an Evil Twin beer that'll be like $5.50. I'm going to try that one with no problem. And it's like, because time has caught up with Hop Slam, you're kind of comparing it. And I think some of the newer stuff, possibly for some people, that's kind of like, well, I get there's other beers I can get that can taste like that you feel like it'd be cheaper. But really, a lot of those aren't really cheap. I mean, it might be cheaper than a 6-pack type thing. If you bought it individually, it gets priced up in a lot of places. But it's something like people's conscience when they're thinking, I think, and they're buying, not really realizing it.
It's the same people. I think it's. Oh, go ahead, Todd. Go ahead.
I was just saying it's the same people that are buying the $9 or $10 bottles of Prairie for, 12-ounce bottle for paying the same for that much for one beer, and then I'm not paying $3 for that. It's like, screw it. Really?
Yeah. The craziest thing I ever saw when it came to price, I kind of realized like people just don't pay attention to what's happening, just in general, like what they're buying, the size of the bottle, the price, is when Stones and Joy Buys used to be in Bombers, strictly in Bombers.
Right. I remember that.
And they used to be anywhere, depending on your market, $8 to $10. Some places would be like, I'm $7.99. Some places would be $9.99, whatever. Then they actually came out with 6-packs of 12-ounce bottles. And I just remember people looking at those and being like, man, that's $18 a 6-pack for a Joy Buy. No way. And I'm just like, all right, time out. Let's do some math. Almost 22 ounces. Half of 22 ounces is 11 ounces. So you're getting one less ounce if you cut that in half. Even if you're on the lower end of the scale at $7.99 for that 22-ounce bomber, you're getting 11 ounces of Enjoy Buy for $4. What is the single cost of a 12-ounce beer in that 6-pack? It's $3. You're saving $1 per basically 12 ounces per bottle. Oh, I remember, saying that to a couple people, and they're just like, man, I didn't look at it like that. I'm like, that's right, because Bombers are one of the biggest ripoffs, and you just don't get a huge bottle of beer like, oh, it's got to be it's $8. It's the best deal ever. It's like, nah, cut it in half and tell me if it's a good deal or not. More often than not, totally not a good deal. Totally not. Unless you're like me, selling like their cappuccino stout for $4.99. Like, that's a good deal. Sure.
That's a good deal.
But like $8 to $10 is not a good deal. So when I saw that, I was just like, I don't think people put 2 and 2 together when it comes to the packaging size and the price point for those in comparison to what they get. And I think you see that a lot now with the 16-ounce cans that we're drinking in comparison to the 12-ounce cans or bottles. Like, you talk about the Hop Slam at $3 for a 12-ounce can. They say it's a ripoff. Then they go pay $5 for a 16-ounce can of something else. I don't get it. Like, I don't.
Yeah. Well, in the end, people's going to justify what they want to turn it, twist it, however they want to make themselves feel like it's a deal or not a deal. They're just going to buy what they want in the end. Obviously, it's just go get what you want. If you want it, it's $5. Maybe it's high, but if that's what you want, then just go buy it. If you can buy it,
Yep.
People also visualize big bottles too, because they see that size of the bottle in their minds. It's like it triggers that they think they're getting a good amount of beer for that. They don't do the math or whatever. I mean, that's probably why CBS over here, Founders, puts theirs out in Bombers, where in Canada they put them out in the smaller bottles, because Americans are just latching on to the size of the bottle.
It's one of the grossest shits.
Well, and that you also relate Bombers to like a specialty thing, like maybe a once a year thing or something.
Yeah.
in the bomber.
There are some breweries that do that, like with just a specialty release too.
Right.
Yeah, but if they have the bomber and they have the 6-pack, you're always going to win, or a 4-pack, you're going to win on either of those over the bomber.
I feel I'm sure founders will come up again at some point tonight, but I'm just saying.
I was trying not to because they're getting torched on Twitter like the last few days.
When it comes to founders, though, like I think if more Americans and more people that border any Canadian province, but specifically Ontario, so basically New York and Michigan specifically, if they knew that CBS was sold in 12-ounce bottles for $8.50 Canadian, I think they'd be pretty pissed off considering with the exchange rate, you're talking a 12-ounce CBS bottle for about $6, which equates to those 25.4-ounce 750 bottles
at $24.99.
Yeah, I go to Canada to buy 2 of those, which is almost the equivalent to the one. I'm saving literally $10.
Yeah.
And it's brewed in America. What is happening? What is happening exactly? I'm not sure.
I even said that on their Twitter page. I'm like, when they had before all this crap came out, they're like, "What do you think of the 22-ounce?" I'm like, "Yeah, you should have had 4 packs of the 12-ounce bottles so we could, because you're getting more beer. Number one, at a little bit less of a price, and that's how I view it."
Yeah. Yeah.
I'd like to see them go away from bombers altogether.
I agree.
What's the difference between a bomber and a growler?
Bombers like the tall, like 22 ounce. Usually, what 22 ounce, 22 and a half ounce, something like that.
Bombers are 22 ounce, and the wine bottles are 24 or 25.4 ounces, which are called.
And the growlers are 64 ounces.
Okay, so growlers are a lot bigger.
Or the half growlers. Half growlers are 32 ounces, or crawlers and
growlers.
32. Yeah. Let me get the comments real quick because we actually have quite a few. Actually, okay. Interesting. So Gabriel says that the Ibotta app gave him 2 times $2, so $4 cash back. So if you get it, use the Ibotta app, spelled IBOTTA.
Yeah, I've actually seen that app. I never usually get anything, they give it away, but you basically buy stuff and you look in your receipt, you take a picture of your receipt and match the stuff up, and it gives you money back on discounts from the products you bought. Nice. Money back in your pocket.
I'll have to check that out. Rainier Parade says, here's Rainier Parade being the super beer nerd, right? Last year's undercover shutdown was a little bit more exciting, I believe. But this year's is still great. Oh, is that the whole last year's was better, Rainier Parade?
It could be a loss of many taste buds. Right?
Your palate has shifted in a year that Rainier Parade. Ewart, our buddy Ewart Teku Murray shows up and starts with a great grand opening. Says, "Hey gents, F you, Joe." Oh, thank you.
In grand fashion.
Yeah, that's Ewart. He always says, always hating on Michigan beer, such a turncoat. Of course, he likes to troll. And if you heard what I was saying, Ewart, which I know you did, you like to troll. I was actually saying that Hop Slam isn't a bad deal, and I actually like Hop Slam. I might be in the minority, but I still think it's a good beer.
We still got like stacked up in our Kroger.
Dude, the difference between now and like 5 years ago, I remember when Bell first came here, Hop Slam would sell out in a couple hours and people would be calling the store, "Where's Hop Slam?" Now it's just like pallets upon pallets everywhere. Like,
you know what you could bootleg though too is Virginia, since Larry Bell's not sending to them now. I bet they must have Hop Slam.
Larry Bell's one of the more eccentric, just weird owners I've ever seen in craft beer. I remember he would not come to New York State. His reasoning, I just don't want to. What do you mean you don't want to? Not
gonna do it.
And all of a sudden he saw there was a lot of money to be made, and then he was like, okay. A couple years later, he's like, all right, I guess I'll do it. I'm like, so you just didn't want to? Like, you just didn't want to? Like, I don't know. I'm a huge fan of New York.
Because New York is such a poor state.
Yeah, sure. We're not gonna. I don't want to go there and make money. Gabriel says some beer brewing companies have a 4-pack 12-ounce bottles for world high prices. I mean, there's a lot of beers now that are expensive. When you're talking, that's the thing. I think a lot of people. I think the difference is when you see a regional or a national brewery compared to your local, you always expect your local to be more expensive than because you look at a Sierra Nevada and a Stones and you expect them to be closer to like Sam Adams prices at this point, right? Because they have multiple breweries.
Yeah.
But if you're talking about a 10% beer, I mean, ingredients, why they get them in bulk more so than a local brewery, they're still expensive. To brew a 10% beer that tastes like a hop slam or like a, like Woot Stout. Woot Stout's, I think, an awesome barrel, whatever, quarter barrel aged beer. But that should be expensive. It's, whatever, 11, 12%. It's a big beer. You're going to pay for a big beer. That's how it works. Usually higher ABV, usually higher the cost.
Did you review Woot Stout?
I did. I thought it was good this year. I thought I'll pull a Rainy Air Parade here and say I thought earlier batches were better. But each year they do different things, so I don't know if it's exactly the same as it was. But for me, I still think it's a good beer, no doubt.
When you reviewed it at the end, would you say, "There it is"?
We're watching comments here after dad joke. Rod showing up here. I did, by the way. No, I don't think I should have. And you brings up a very good point. And this is the only time I'll ever say that about you. He says, so much slicing and dicing over a few bucks. Better beer can be drank less and enjoyed more. Justifies pricing. And I agree with him. It's you pay for quality. You sit here and compare a McDonald's burger to your local restaurant's burger? No. You're willing to pay the extra $2, $3, $4 for that burger because the quality is going to be there. And that's how I look at it in a lot of respects when there's a quality brewery to a bigger brewery that maybe doesn't pump out quality beers all the time. It's worth paying a couple extra bucks a 4-pack or a 6-pack. It's the way I look at it too. I think it's a great point. And that'll be the only great point you will ever have. He also says, problem is $20 4-packs for beer that isn't substantially better. Yeah, I mean, a lot of times nowadays, you go back 5 years, what was the key acronym? IPAs, right? If you saw the acronym IPA in front of anything, red IPA, black IPA, people would be like, oh man, it's an IPA. Let's try it. Now it's New England IPA. So if you see hazy or you see New England style, automatically you're like, this has got to be good. And you don't mind paying that extra $1, $2, $3 for a 4-pack because it's New England style. Therefore, it's got to be good, right?
Right.
Unfortunately, no. There's a lot of breweries that brew really subpar New England style IPAs. Just how it is.
Or milkshake IPAs.
Or milkshake IPAs, or whatever the hot thing is. You know what I mean? Like, not everybody are brewing slushy beers like 450 North because it's probably not super easy to have them that flavorful at 4%. I don't know, maybe not. Ewart continues to troll by saying he detests logical, and he says logical Joe. Well, that's not anyone says I'm logical in any respect, so thank you. Rainier Parade says I would still have 4 cases left after the Guinness Antwerpen Stout deal if I was Rod J. Yeah, what'd you pick, Rod? You wanna?
It was a 4-pack, so $1.99 a 4-pack.
All right, we're moving on.
What?
Yeah, we're moving on.
50 cents.
I don't care if I think
I told some friends about it here. They went and they got some. Yeah, I mean,
it's 50 cents a bottle for an 8% beer.
Yeah, I mean, that was just one of the deals, but there were some other ones. But yeah,
8% of course there was.
Yeah. Of course there was. You didn't tell me about that, Ron.
Well, I could let you whatever you. I would have sent you something you wanted.
You guys need to try the barrel aged version of that I reviewed. I know you guys.
I haven't seen it yet here.
Oh man, that was a good beer. It's a good beer.
I may try to go this weekend at Jungle Gyms to see if they have some.
I mean, it was expensive. It was $5 for a 12-ounce bottle. It really was, but it was pretty tasty. I enjoyed it. We have Gabriel says talking about like the expensive beers. He says he talks about 4 packs of 12-ounce bottles of Dogfish Head beers, which Dogfish Head stuff can be pricey because they use all kinds of weird ingredients that no one's ever heard of before. So a lot of their stuff is definitely pricey.
Yeah. See, I don't buy a lot of 4-packs. It's like I'm by individuals mostly. But
I would honestly say if there wasn't a beer store here that offered individual bottles and cans, I probably wouldn't be drinking a ton of different beer.
Yeah.
I can't justify
probably.
Yeah, it's hard to pay $10 to $15 a 4 or 6-pack of something you want to try when you don't have any idea if you like it or not. Like that's a really tough thing to do. Mm-hmm. And when I first got into craft beer, that was like one thing that turned me off until I did find a place that did singles. Like I bought when I first got it, I bought like Blue Moon and Hoegaarden, and I'm like, I drank both of them, and I'm like, Hoegaarden's better than Blue Moon. I could even tell back then with a terrible palate, even though I still have one. But I was like, I still want to drink 6 of Hoegaarden. Like I don't want to drink 6 of these.
Right.
But I don't want to. So yeah, if you have to buy four 6-pack of beers, yeah, that's tough. I can definitely see how price would be a huge deterrent.
Yeah, that's what the good thing, like over in the UK, where those guys are always like individual bottle shops and stuff, which is nice. And yeah, fortunately here where I'm at, I got a few stores that do it that way. So
yeah. Foamy Head says, now having a Mind Haze IP from Forrester and Walker. What do you think, Foamy? I reviewed that last week, I believe, on my channel. And I thought it was pretty solid. It was just a little underwhelming, personally, but it was still good. And it was reasonably priced. I think I paid like $2.50 for a 12-ounce can. Not terrible. Ewart says, hey, Rod, you should come join the Wednesday hangout where we play Cards Against Humanity and burn your steak.
I've seen some of those episodes.
Yeah, I don't think Rod wants to be involved with certain aspects of humanity. Not sure what they would be exactly, but let's just say not PG-13.
I watch and I laugh and I laugh. Well, actually, Nick's been doing them on Fridays, I think, too, or Saturdays sometimes. I know he's done some on the weekend now, too.
He's doing one tomorrow, actually. So if you're around, I think they're going to try to do one late, like 9 p.m. Eastern or something like that. Yeah. So be on the lookout. No one's going to be on the lookout, let's be honest. Eric, I love Nick. It's a good show. The beer analysis 101's a good show. Afterwards, yeah, it's crazy. Like you have to be one of those people that cannot be offended because you're playing Cards Against Humanity online. Like you just got to forget everything in life that it's like you just can't. If you do, then you're watching the wrong show. You're watching the wrong show. Eric Gilbert says craft beer is cheap in Ontario, and it is. Your macro beer is super expensive. All the Canadians from Ontario will come down to Michigan and New York State to buy macro beer because they basically because you want to drink macro beer like you're Eric.
No, why?
So what you're saying is I need to go over to Windsor to grab some craft beer.
Yeah,
you do, because if you go up to Canada and you want it, you like Miller Lite. You love Miller Lite, Eric, right?
Well, Miller products in general.
Okay, so let's say what would you pay for a case for Miller Lite? Or let's say
I think it's close to almost $20 here.
Okay, yeah. In Canada, it's like 40 to 50 for that thing.
What?
Even if what? Even if you do the exchange, you're paying $15 to $20 for a case of it. So a lot of Canadians will come down and be like, "Yeah, that's cool. Your craft beer is awesome, or whatever." But I want to buy a couple cases of Miller Lite. It's literally half the price. Like I can't.
I see a bootlegging opportunity for Eric.
Yeah. Sad business.
And Eric Gilbert continues with also import, especially Belgian. And I've mentioned this before, I think, on the show, but like Rochefort 6, 8, 10. We'll just go Rochefort 10. I don't know the price, and let's just take Rod J. Deals out of the equation for a second. But let's say your price for like a Rochefort 10 is like $5 to $6 here in New York State. You up to Canada, it's like $3.50 to $3.75 Canadian. So you're going up there and getting that same beer for literally half the price because importing into the States is more expensive than apparently importing into Canada.
You got a Rochefort in the cellar, I believe.
Oh man, that's great.
There's big bottles of Rochefort.
Yeah, which you probably paid like $10. Well, you probably paid like maybe $3 for.
I think it was like around $9 something I paid for it.
Yeah, and that same bottle will probably be like $6 or $7 Canadian, which would be
well, no, I mean it was like a big bottle.
Yeah, like you're like a.
Oh, okay, that one. Okay.
Yeah, they have the regular ones are like $3.50.
Okay.
In Canada, I don't think they get the big bottles, but they get the smaller ones, and it's like I see it, and I'm like, yeah, how is that half price? Eric Gilbert says Redbeard needs to stop buying collective hipster farts. Eric Gilbert's not a huge fan of collective farts. You know, IPA number 5.
Yeah. Did Nick just do IPA number 8? I guess
8, I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
Rainier Parade makes a mom joke towards me, which is fine. He does that all the time. Not going to read it because it's actually not that good. Rainier, you gotta step up your game, buddy. Step up your game, buddy. He just calls him a loser, which that's a little bit harsh but accurate. and Ewart trolls me on the next one and says I talk over people more than Redbeard, which those are fighting words. I'm reading the comments. I'm talking over him. I'm reading the comments. Talking over you because your comments are terrible. Also, Gabriel says double IPA, double the price.
Not necessarily.
Some, not.
Well, double IPA depends on the percentage, right? Because that can be anywhere from like 8 to whatever they decide to call it IPA.
Yeah.
Unless you're Lagunitas.
Yeah, then it's really cheap.
And Lagunitas with a Rajay deal. Ooh, you are
you don't even. You literally do not. Eric Gilbert says Joe comes a close second, so I appreciate that, Eric Gilbert. He says Red Beer has been kicked off live streams for not shutting up.
I have not seen that.
I think there's a difference between reading comments and being Red Beer. Just point that out. It's a big difference. Eric Gilbert says ran into some Cascade tonight and still didn't buy it. Eric, what was the price point on some of those? I would be curious. And then we have Gabriel says Ballast Point and Dogfish Head are two of the highest in prices.
Yeah, Ballast Point.
Yeah,
they're a little higher, which is being that they got a backing of a big company behind them. They didn't come down on some of that. Although they did make a little bit of their line a little cheaper on some of their basic beers, but overall.
Well, Gabriel, what do you pay for Dogfish Head beers out here? Because I can get a 6-pack for 12, excuse me, like $10.99 for their, what is it, their.
You're talking about the 60 or 90?
The 60 I can get for like $10.99.
Yeah, depending on what you're getting, because I get the 60 to 90. Like the 120, I believe here is, I want to say around 15 or something. But depending on what you're getting from them, and they have some specialty beers that are a little more costly, but yeah, they're 60. I don't think it's too bad. I think their 60 is like around $9.99 or something.
Yeah, like where their 4-pack of the vanilla worldwide stout, which I've said on here before, I found a 4-pack and I paid what is it, like $29.99 for the 4-pack, but individually they were like $10.99 a bottle.
Right. That's if you get the 4-pack for that, you got a deal.
Mm-hmm.
We have who else? We have Foamy Head says he likes Firestone Walker Mind Haze IPA enough to buy it again, so that's cool. I would buy it again, yeah, for sure.
It's a buy.
Eric Gilbert says, yeah, macro is that high to confirm the vanilla bean stout. Nice. Is that an older?
Oh, that's a good one too.
That must be an older bottle because I think they have that in cans now. Honestly.
Yeah, it is. It's an older one.
So I figured, which means it's better.
At 11%, it should be okay.
Before they changed the formula, right?
Yeah.
Before they got purchased.
Eric Gilbert says I got bottles of Abbey Day Rocks Grand Cru for $6.50 Canadian. Are those like the 750s, Eric, or are those are the regular? Ewart says show needs to be kicked off more live streams. Like this one, for example.
That's because they miss you, Joe. They miss you when you're not here.
Well, Ewart just likes to troll. The thing about Ewart is I like Ewart. He's a really good guy. He is the worst troll I've ever experienced as far as just like trolls. He tries. I give him credit. He's just too old, I think, to get like what trolling is and how to really upset somebody. So I don't know. He does do great jobs in other aspects though with other people. He's not. And I know you're trolling, so I don't care. We also have Ewart saying he had a Kunin regular barley wine today, and Kunin is out of Warren, Michigan. I don't know. I always tell Eric to go there, and he never does. I know it's not like right down the street, but it's like to the south or to the north of Detroit. But they make awesome like bigger beers, old ales, barley wines, stuff like that.
He might get their distribution that they're.
No, they don't really. None of their like crazy beers they really distribute. It's usually brewery only. But Ewart loves them. He turned them on to me like about 5 years ago, and when it comes to like barley wines and old ales, and they also have a double rice IPA that they did before like there was actually any double rice IPAs out there that a lot of breweries do. Delicious beer called Drippa. They do a lot of good stuff. Eric needs to go there, but then Eric, he's drinking his Miller Lite, so I can't really. Eric Gilbert confirms that the beers that he saw from Cascade were their Apricot Sour and their Manhattan Quad, which were cork 750s for $17 and $21 respectively, which are the American prices that we pay, and those are Canadian prices. So, Eric, you should have picked them up because that's actually a great deal. I know, you're not huge into like fruited sours and you're more about, Belgian style beers and whatnot, but those are pretty good fucking prices, honestly. And Ras124, who He's commented before. I've seen him. He's commented on my videos before. He actually, before I started my channel, told me to review Bud Light because he was hammered one night. He says, "Hi, Gail." Hi, guys.
Yeah, Raz has been in for a bit. Yeah. Hey, Raz.
Hi, guys and Gail. And then says, "Have I ever had any berry brewing?" I have. I've had quite a few. I think they make some solid stuff. Most of the beers I've had from them have been collaborations, though. The stuff that makes it in the Western New York. What are you drinking there, Eric? Oh, baby, yeah. Baby, yeah.
I can still get a whole entire piece of this.
I haven't cracked mine open yet of that.
Yo, here's the thing, Eric. I love you, buddy. I really do. But you had 11% triple IPA, and what's the percentage on that one?
This is, what is this one? I think 9 3/4. I think
he's not driving, Joe.
Well,
he's not driving.
Hold on. It's 12.9, and I already had 11, but I don't have to work it tomorrow.
Okay, no, and that's fair.
Oh, nice.
I'm not worried about you drinking and driving because clearly you don't. I'm not worried about you working tomorrow because clearly you don't. But I'm worrying about the PSA at the end of the night and whether or not you can.
Oh, no. We're gearing up for that one.
Oh, we let him go, Joe. Let him go.
Oh, my God.
Eric, I was going to say, I'll raise you one, but you done outdid me there. This was only 11.1%, so.
Oh,
yeah. See, Joe?
Listen, I want nothing more than for him to drink that beer and then read the PSA in about an hour and a half. That's what I want. That is going to be the pure entertainment of this evening.
I sipped that last one. I mean, I'm feeling it, yeah, but I'm
Eric,
my ear like buzzed.
Eric, that's 22 ounces of a 13% beer. Like, give it time. Give it time.
Eric, was that the well it has? Was that the well it has?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's so good.
That's a fucking great.
That's why I grabbed it, because it's really good.
What'd you pay for it? Like $9?
What did I pay for this? $8.99.
$8.99, yeah.
Right on it. There you go.
So stupid, but great at the same time. People just, I don't know. Lagunitas. If Lagunitas can do it, even this is before they were bought by Heineken too.
Right.
I don't understand how. But Ballast Point, to Gabriel's point from earlier, Ballast Point gets bought out. Their shit's still the same price. Like, come on, like, knock your stuff down. We shouldn't be paying like $3.50, $4 a bottle for your Victory at Sea, which is an awesome beer. Like, don't get me wrong, but that should be cheaper now. Should be.
Should be.
Could be.
So, do you all follow 450 North's Facebook page?
Only when Todd links us.
Okay. Well, there is another release coming.
Wow.
Take Todd out of bed next week. Like, we got to go.
No, I'll have to go on my own. He's running out of vacation days.
Not yet, but
yeah.
I got to save them.
That s'mores beer sounds delicious to me.
Yes, the s'mores one, the slushy dessert blackberry.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that sounds really okay. It says slushy dessert blackberry is brewed with blackberry, cinnamon, vanilla, brown sugar, graham crackers, and lactose.
Wow.
Yeah. And then the Bahama Mama. It says double up on the mango and pineapple from our Bahama Mama almost a year ago. What is it?
It's an XL, so it's their second time.
Oh, okay. And it's a slushy one.
Yeah, no, those sound
and yeah,
they sound okay.
One.
Look at Rod.
They sound
okay. No.
Oh,
yeah.
Man. Yeah.
Todd's gonna have to get another job.
Yeah.
And this is the thing. If you guys ever go there and want to send stuff, I have no problem PayPaling you costs.
Me neither.
No, you just send us something.
Well, I'm clearly,
we can't get. Yeah, you send us something we can't get. We'll send you stuff you can't get.
All right.
I do, but Todd usually hoards it. But now that you're getting crazy into the craft beer, now he has to share everything with you. That's how.
That's all right.
Look at him like,
yeah. You know what? You know what I got for Valentine's Day?
What you got?
Craft beer.
Oh.
Did you?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, but that's also like, kind of like somebody buying something for themselves, but also for you.
No,
Todd didn't just go to the cellar, right? Like, he actually went out and got some beer. He's like,
beer of some sort to kind of like.
Ask her what she got me for Valentine's Day.
Oh, you have me. You don't need any gifts.
Well, I mean, that's
Jesus Christ.
Actually, with a slight addiction to craft beer now, so you can go out on the 450 North releases, Todd.
Right. Yes.
Yeah, it's a fair trade-off, I guess.
Yeah, no, that's a great trade-off. It's a great trade-off.
I tell you what, though, if I go up there was this asshole up there. He was so obnoxious. Oh my God, he was so obnoxious. If he goes back up, if I go up there and he's there, I'm gonna record him.
Punch him in the balls.
Oh yeah, that's what I did. I was texting Todd.
I would recommend probably no balls.
No,
I was gonna recommend
next to me.
But
Yeah, he was standing next to me, and I was sending him text messages. And what I say, I said something about
punch him in the balls.
Yeah, I said, if you don't shut up, I'm gonna turn around and punch him in his nuts. Yeah.
That sounds very unfortunate for him. I would say that.
Yeah. Oh my God, he was awful.
what was he doing? What was he doing to be so obnoxious? What was he doing to be so obnoxious?
Well, he was beer shaming people, first off, just not to their face, but kind of talking behind their back. And he was so loud. And I'm a loud girl too, but he was so loud. And he was just talking to, like, how would you describe him? I mean, he was just very obnoxious.
Yeah, I just had that, like, know-it-all kind of personality. Like, whatever he said was gold, and what anybody else said would be like, whatever, you know.
Yeah, and he was talking about how his friends were banging all these hot girls and stuff like that. Yeah. And I'm like...
And then he was like bagging on like Treehouse and Trillium, like, oh, they were great, but now, you know, blah blah blah, and like, come on, dude.
This is at a beer release? Like, what is
it? Like 8 or what? Like
by that time it was about 10:30, 11 o'clock.
Yeah,
this guy wasn't like Canadian with like initial CP or anything, right?
No, Jesus Christ.
No, but they had like a big table. They had a big table in the middle of the room where everybody brought their beers and shared with everybody to taste. Mm-hmm. And he was like, we were in line and the beer tasting, whatever they call it, was over. And he was like standing with these people and he was looking at the beer table, picking out beers and talking about what crap they were.
Yeah.
And just like,
and picture him kind of talking like Andrew Dice Clay-ish, kind of like in that kind of tone or whatever. Like,
and he was right behind us.
Yeah. Was he by himself?
No, he was with another
guy. I don't know. Did he know him or did he not?
I don't know.
Was he just making himself? Oh,
yeah. Unfortunately,
but the funny thing was, I'm sorry, Joe.
No, you go ahead. You go ahead.
I was saying, the funny thing was, we went to the, you know, they have a restaurant there, winery. So he was going to get some appetizers. Then he come walking in and Shane's like, God, I hope he doesn't sit at our table. He just walked in and sat down with some other people. I don't even know if they knew him because they like was looking at each other like, what is this guy doing?
Dude, that's the epitome though. Like, I love craft beer and I love most, like 95% of the people I've met via craft beer are all cool, down to earth people. They don't shame you for your choice. Like, we'll sit here. Eric drinks Miller Lite. We give him shit, but friendly shit. We don't ever. Like,
I don't really care either. So.
No, and that's and nobody should care. It's like, look, it's like anything else in life. Everybody has different opinions. Everybody has different likes and dislikes. You don't sit. It's like the I guess like the hardcore like music people that too, like, well, you know, oh, you like so and so, like you're a terrible person because you like
like,
whatever, like what you like. Your ears listen to whatever you like. Your can drink. Like, I don't sit here and like, oh, you go to Burger King, oh, McDonald's is better. Like, they're both shit. They're both delicious at times. Like, it's whatever, right? But you'll be. I don't want to say a lot of people, but you'll meet some people like that will just sit there and just talk down to everybody for what they like, and just be like, oh. That brewery was really good 3 years ago, but now they're shit because it's easier to get their beer. And it's like, listen,
that's kind of what he was saying.
You're pretty much.
Exactly
so now 450 North is brewery only, and it's the hot thing. It's the best beer, and all the rest is shit. And you know what? 2 years from now, 450 will be shit because there'll be a new brewery. It's like, no. All that doesn't matter. And that's the one thing about craft beer. You get a lot of people that use beer as currency and as status in life. And it's like, at the end of the day, it's an alcoholic beverage we all enjoy. It doesn't make you a better or worse person. Whatever you enjoy, you enjoy. It could be Miller Lite. It could be the greatest beer you've ever fucking tried in your life. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It's all an alcoholic beverage. You like it or you don't. End of story.
Exactly.
It doesn't matter. But people like
I think he was there actually just getting beers to trade them. I don't think he actually thought 450 was that great. I think he was just getting, because he knew on the market he could get a, you know.
And you told us about that. A lot of 450 people, a lot of people that don't like 450, but get their beer to trade them, right? Pretty much.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I think their shit's pretty solid. Is it?
I do too.
I don't know why the locals bang on them so bad because
they can get it.
Yeah, I guess that's why, because they can get it. It's not.
If you're asking,
nationally known, I guess. I don't know how nationally known they are, but
I think the slushy series is kind of like, I don't say put them on the map, but they're getting more notoriety.
Notice, yeah.
Because not a lot of people do the crazy fruit beers that like shrink like a fruit smoothie.
Yeah,
like,
they don't even taste. They don't even taste like beer.
They don't like. That's the one thing. It's like, is it really beer? No, it's delicious.
Right.
It's fucking delicious, like absolutely delicious.
Yeah. Wait till you try. Wait till you try the is it pina colada one? It tastes like a mixed drink.
Yeah, I'm gonna need a cold shower for that one. I'm gonna say this.
And Eric, you'll actually like, because I think to me it tastes more like pineapple.
Yeah, it really did. It wasn't
coconut.
You need to taste it at least.
All right, I'll review it. I'll review it on my channel.
Yeah, save it for your girlfriend if she likes that kind of stuff. She might like it if you don't.
Okay.
But it's that one and the passion fruit, apricot.
Yeah.
Apricot passion fruit.
Good. But
yeah, those two are my favorites though. Yeah.
We all know that. Eric loves coconut. It's the best. It's the best fruit ever. We're gonna go read some comments here just because there's a lot of them. Unless we don't.
Are you slipping, Joe? What's going on?
Well, I mean, we're having a good conversation, and I just want to everybody reading comments. Let's say I got my comments. Rainier Parade says, "Oh man, Willettai Stout. Ain't seen this beer in Maine this year. I'm pissed."
Yeah, he's not getting some of those up there. Yeah.
Hey, I can send you a whole case if you want one, buddy.
There you go. There you go. He gets some good Maine beers. Not that he will tell you about them. He'll just make fun of your mom.
Oh.
Hey, you can mess with me all you want. Just don't mess with my family.
You can mess with me all you want, especially my mom. Okay. Anyway,
all the yo mama jokes you can handle.
all the yo mama, whatever you said about her, I probably said worse. Anyway, here we go.
God.
Brad's 124 says, still around it. There's some dark shit happening right now.
That 11% is kicking in.
No, it definitely is. Eric Gilbert says he has to say the Manhattan Quad from Cascade caught my full attention and total self turd. I don't know if that makes any sense, Eric Gilbert. He says nobody seems to be buying. No, because in Ontario, I'd imagine $21 craft beers are not flying off the shelves.
Yeah.
Raz says, whatever happened to the dude with long hair that was on your show? I think you might be referencing Paul. It's the only dude I can think of with long hair. Who else had long hair?
Paul.
Yeah. Paul? Yeah.
But Paul's still around.
Yeah, Paul's still kicking up. PA Brew News, Raz. PA Brew News. PA Brew News, his channel. Yeah, he hasn't been on in a long time. He usually works.
He's been doing videos. I've seen some of his videos get uploaded. Yeah.
He posted Victory's Juice Boost, which he bought and thought it was a new Excel IPA and turned out to be a dry hop sour. He was not pleased.
Kill somebody over there.
He's like, I don't know if I'll finish the 4-pack. It was $9.99 4-pack. And I was like, well, whatever. And then he drank. He's like, it's good, but it's a sour. I don't think I'm going to finish it.
Does he still do this painting in his beer thing?
Oh, dude, he does. Yeah, and he posts all of his finishing paintings on Instagram, and they're just
Instagram, yeah.
He's a talented son of a bitch. It really is. He's a talented dude.
He should be putting them in galleries and stuff. I
would buy. I told him I need to buy some. Like I put one right behind me and reviewing beers. Even one of Paul's fucking. I like the snowy winter ones. They always look beautiful.
Bob Ross.
Yeah, he's basically the hard death metal.
Joe, hey Joe, do you know what his Instagram name offhand? Do you know what it is offhand?
I don't know what it is offhand. Let me check, because he just had a painting the other day. I'll check after I read the comments and let you guys know.
I check on my phone, but I'm using it, so I can't.
Yeah, I would check on my phone, but I'm hammered. All right, so Gabriel says total wine 90-minute IPA from Dogfish at 6-packs are $13, $12.99, and the 120 minutes are $39.96. Yeah, the 120, no matter where you are,
they're $39.99 here, Gabriel.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, they're expensive. They're basically 120 minutes, basically $10 a bottle, and a lot of places won't even sell them in 4-packs because a lot of places don't get enough to do that. But yeah, it's usually $40 a 4-pack. I think they're going great. It's expensive, but it's also an 18% beer, so you drink.
But you can't really put the value on the ABV.
No, you can't. But I think
because if you get into some of the Flemish sours from overseas, you're going to pay a premium, and those are going to be lower ABVs.
You can't always equate. Yeah, you can equate ABV, but I think like quality and that's like you're talking about the Flemish, and a lot of times they're laid down in barrels and open fermented and all that stuff. It's the time put into those beers. Like you're paying for the time that those beers spend to get to where they need to be. So no, I totally agree. I think with a lot of American beers though, the ABV basically equates to the price point, and Dogfish had more or less like the ingredients they put in some of their beers, like some of the weird shit they do usually is like expensive stuff. So that you pay a premium more often than not.
That Pennsylvania Tuxedo, one of my favorites for them.
Oh, you like that, huh?
Oh yeah.
I don't think I had that.
I think Paul's all about that too.
A little bit of spruce.
I think Paul actually wears Pennsylvania tuxedos at points. He's all about it. We have Eric Gilbert says he would pay money to watch the nuts punching. And then Eric agrees with him. The same, Eric. Same. He says that money from Barrier is a solid hybrid New England style IPA, juicy and green onion, and I agreed. And I said it's also readily available. Then Eric Gilbert says, I'll crush some High Life, OV, Moosehead, Pale Ale, and Labatt Crystal any day.
I do have the Moosehead Rattler that I'm going to review.
That's on you. That's on you. Also, that's still on you. Paul's Instagram is oil_paintings_by_p.Ramali. R-E-M.
What the fuck? Okay, I got
What
that.
in the hell, Paul? What in the hell?
I am
come across this and you're this far in.
You didn't really keyword that.
Say it again, Joe.
I was able to rattle that off without issue, even though I'm feeling it.
But wasn't it right?
It's oil_paintings, plural S. There's an S on it.
Hang on, let me just write this down.
I've got it on my phone.
Okay.
I'm following.
Oil_paintings.
_by B-B-Y _P.REMALEY. Oil paintings by Paul Ramali, but it's P. Ramali. So yeah.
Jesus Christ.
There's a lot of underscores, Paul. Too many.
Yeah. Who the hell's gonna be able to find him?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Thanks, man.
No problem. I'm proud that I could read that right now. Raz says, have you had anything from Sand City Brewing on Long Island? No, I haven't. They actually started showing up recently. Should I try anything specifically, Raz? Because I've seen it. They just started showing up like about 2 or 3 weeks ago. About half dozen they're offering. So some recommendations. I will grab them.
What's the place I mentioned in Buffalo? You said you wanted
no,
to get
that's
down
Froth. That's Froth Brewing. They're literally like 12 minutes away.
Like in Buffalo, though, right?
Yeah. No, I need to check them out. It's just one of those things where, like, I don't know, just the area that it's at. Like, there's a couple breweries that usually hit up 2 or 3 in the same span. But I need to go check them out. They had a Mounds Bar beer on tap, so it's like, coconut, right, Eric? The best thing ever.
I'm not a Mounds fan myself, but
well, that's on you, and maybe not Eric. I love me some Mounds and Almond Joy. Bounty bars. Bounty bars. Oh yeah.
No Zagnut either.
Zagnuts, I could take them or leave them.
Oh, Zagnuts are the best.
Oh boy.
Here we go.
The one thing that one of the best candy bars ever in Canada, they don't sell them here. So they sell O'Henry bars in the US. They do not sell peanut butter O'Henrys that is made with Reese's peanut butter. And they are absolute. All right, so next time I go up, here's what's going to happen. I'm going to buy a bunch of them, and you're going to get one in each of the beer mouths. And you're going to they're going to be delicious. Tell you. And I'll show up there. They're 82 cents, which is about 60 cents American. It's like I got a Rajay deal in Ontario. It's the best thing.
Of course, you got somewhere out there.
Careful if you send them in summer, though.
Oh, yeah. You could just, just eat them off the wrap or whatever.
Yeah, well, get them. Just put them in the freezer before you open them. It'll be all right.
Like my beer.
Yeah. Like your beer specifically tonight, yes. And then Raz said we gotta get No Hype, Kyle from No Hype on the show. And then Kyle's an awesome dude. One of my favorite beer tubers, I'd say.
Yeah.
Certainly ones that I've started following over like the last year.
Yeah, I'm supposed to do a beer tuber spotlight with Cobb. We just haven't set it up yet, but he's down, so we'll be doing that at some point here. I just gotta send him and see when he's available.
Nice.
And supposed to do it with Joe, but Joe's
we'll hammer it. We'll hammer it out at some point, Rod. Rob, maybe next Monday after I do my live review, if you're around, maybe like 9 o'clock.
Yeah, it could work. I'm usually here. I don't watch West Virginia basketball anymore because they suck this year. So
that's the way to go.
I don't want to hear about sucking basketball teams.
God, shut up.
Buffalo, University of Buffalo's on the top 25. So I don't
Buffalo beat West Virginia. So yeah.
That's how that's how they vaulted to the top 25, which is
first game of the year. It was like, oh, we're downhill now. Buffalo beat us.
But
it's all downhill from there.
Have you all had this one before?
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
Oh, you have? I never picked.
I have an Vanilla Bean Stout.
That's their year round. It's their year round barrel aged beer.
That one's a 16.
Had on draft and in the bottle.
Oh,
How do you like it, Shannon?
it's good. I like it a lot.
Oh, this is crazy.
I know, right?
I like it.
It doesn't even make any sense. I can't wrap my head around it either.
Todd is like super excited, but also like his mind's like, I don't know what's happening right now. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
After 21 years, it's like a whole new girl again. I'm like, hey, all right.
Yeah, I was sitting in the living room and there was a ball game on and I was drinking craft beer and I was watching TV. I said, who the hell have I become? I'm drinking craft beer and watching a ball game.
I'm like, it only took me 21 years to mold this person into.
Yeah, and then I'm like,
this is like, I'm mad. I'm going to watch TV.
It's like,
I'm going to go watch reality TV and drink a glass of wine.
It's like, Todd, I don't need that Stepford Wives program you got.
Hey, I'm going to channel that and sell the shit out of it.
Yeah. It's good. This one's really good.
Nice. I'll have to. If I see it in cans, I'll definitely pick it up because they're starting to. They put it in cans now because that's like their year-round barrel-aged beers. Which, outside of Dragon's Milk, I can't really think of like year-round barrel-aged beers. Like I can't. Like there's not a beer that's just like this is a barrel-aged whatever and it's year-round, and that beer is.
It's pretty smooth.
You're right.
It's
Kelvin.
very smooth.
You're right.
Yeah, especially the bottle on date is 12/7/16.
Woo!
So have you had it that long?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Wow.
I went down to in our basement. We have like a storage room, and he's got the refrigerator in there with all the beers. And I went down there. It's just got a bunch of them like on top in the refrigerator. And I opened the refrigerator and sat on the floor and started going through them. And then on the top, and I'm like, let's try this. Let's try this. Let's try this. And I pulled that one off the top. I like lactose. Lactose is
you like milk sugar. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
It makes it creamy and velvety.
Yep, and it helps with the mouthfeel, make it like Rod said, but it also adds a sweetness to the beer. I always typically get like vanilla out of it to begin with, so like like a lot of the beers that will have that like the fruited sours that are like they have lactose plus a fruit in it. You almost get like creamsicle vibes because you get that.
Ooh, yum.
Oh, speaking of that, Mad Tree will be coming out the Dreamsicle pretty soon.
Yeah, Rod!
What?
Hook someone up with
That's one
it.
in Massachusetts.
No, look at it.
I know you
Oh,
wanted. I know you wanted this year. So when they come out, I will make sure to get the Dreamsicle. But we're getting close.
Yeah. They do? Is that the one that was at the beer festival?
Eric Gilbert says, "Oh, Henry, peanut butter is under hashtag protectionism. Ontario can't leave our border. I already sold like a half dozen of them over the border. I can do it again."
That's funny.
Yeah, it's a delicious stuff. But that's it. We got Raz also said that when he talked about Sand City, he said they're very good. So I'll have to pick up some of their beer. Here's the thing. There's so much beer that shows up every single week. I'm not complaining. Just saying, when you go to the beer store now, the choices are very hard. It's like there's 20 or 30 new beers, and I'm just like, okay, I can pick a 6-pack of it, and I'm going to grab it. And sometimes things get left out, sometimes they don't. But like Sand City's one of those breweries that show up. They're brand new in the market. I mean, I've heard about them, but it's like it's $5-6 a can. Do I grab something like that over a couple other national releases that I want to try?
Yeah.
That makes decisions.
Well, it's like where Jo works from the Party Source. The Party Source reviews channels. Like they got like just ton of beers on there. And when I show up over there, it's like just different beers from every week that come out. Plus, they got Braxton Labs is in their store, so they're always brewing new releases as well.
Yeah. Did you try the depth charge, Todd, at the fest or no?
Yes.
How was it?
Good. Really good.
You like it,
Right
huh?
day, you gotta go to one of their releases, man. Come on.
Yeah, not depth, but the dark charge. Dark charge. Yeah, man.
Yeah, the dark charge, yeah.
Depth charge? I don't know. I'm feeling.
Oh, it blows up. It blows up. Don't you worry about that. But yeah.
Yeah, oh, I know it does, yeah.
So who made the creamsicle one that everybody was talking about that was at that beer festival?
That was a local. That was
Yeah, they did like on the website. Everybody was asking like, what was your favorite beer from this, the beer festival? And they were all talking. That most of them were all talking about the creamsicle one.
It was like a milkshake style IPA, but it was creamsicle. It was fucking awesome.
Yeah, but you haven't had the Mad Tree Dreamsicle, right? Or have you?
I've seen it, but I don't know that I've actually picked it up and had it.
Okay.
And we can get that at the keg.
Might have to go to like
Louisville
Wine World or whatever it's called over there.
Well, we need to go get some.
Yeah.
She's telling you. She's asking.
Get some.
I don't think I have a choice now, do I?
The good thing you can't order this shit on Amazon because we would for sure be broke.
Todd, you are going to need a new job, by the way. So
Yes, for sure.
Todd,
we can actually get Amazon. Well, we're on the Kentucky side, but if we move to the Cincinnati side, you can get Amazon deliver beer right to your house. So
can you deliver right to the border? Can you deliver it right to the border?
Well, yeah, just meet me right here at the Shell gas station.
There is so Other Half's doing a release tomorrow. They got like 8 different beers, and one of them is a sour IPA with pineapple, kaffir, lime leaves, toasted coconut, toasted macadamia nuts, graham cracker, Madagascar, vanilla beans, and milk sugar.
What's it called? The kitchen sink?
It's called Tropical Crumble Sour IPA, and it's a collaboration with Finback. And I love Finback.
Oh, wow.
And now I want to go, but do I want to drive 3 hours round trip?
Yes, you do, Joe.
The answer is yes.
Yes.
Not by yourself. Not by yourself.
I'm going to wait in line for 3 hours. Probably not, but maybe.
Yeah.
But that sounds like it might be, not bad.
I've actually never been.
But then next week they're going to have or in 2 weeks they're going to have another release, and then you're going to want to go to that one, and then in another 2 weeks you're going to go to that one.
Other Half's like $4.50, but they do them every week, every Friday.
Oh, geez.
Yeah, it's like usually like 6 to 10 beers, and it's just like. Yeah, that's if I were to go there tomorrow, literally, if I want to walk out with a single 4-pack of everything and like a couple bottles of their Imperial Stout that they're doing with, I think it's like chocolate and vanilla, it's probably be about at least $225. Just to get that stuff. And I'm just like, yeah, probably I'll do it.
Yeah, we've got a couple local breweries tomorrow and Saturday. And I think there was actually one today that's doing their first like canning and bottle releases, brewery only. And it's like, I want to go to all of them so bad. That's like Acacia's doing one tomorrow. I think Louisville. What the fuck? I forget the actual technical name for them. Did one today, which I think was like peanut butter. Or maybe I think.
But there's a lot of peanut. It seems like there's a lot of peanut butter.
There's a lot of peanut butter, and all of them are disappointing. Oh, I'm sorry.
450 North had the Reese Pieces, or
Reese's.
They had it on draft.
Yeah. How was it, Todd and Shannon? Was it good? Was it fun?
I liked it more than she did.
But I had a bunch of the like slushies on it. I got it in the flight, and I had a bunch of it. Just you can't make a good. You can't, decide if you like it or not when you have it next to all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? When you have it, yeah. So
for me, I've talked to these guys, but like, and I know we're all different, but for me, like I haven't had too many good peanut butter beers. They usually smell amazing, and then I taste them like Jesus Christ. But I just want the smell to carry over the taste. That's all I ask. And
yeah.
No, I agree.
In my next beer mail, I'll get the Grand Armor Brewing, the peanut butter nutter butter, I think is what they call it.
Yeah. And also, Eric, I'll ask you for the 37th time, but oatmeal cream pie from Pigeon Hill. Motherfucker.
Yes.
You guys, so who likes the Little Debbie's oatmeal cream pies?
Who does? The better question is, who doesn't like it?
Eric, you need to get them like a case of it and just send it all. I don't care about anything.
I can get a 6-pack of it.
I would like. I just want that beer. I just want that beer.
Why, Eric? Why are you still sitting there? Go get them now.
Hey, on my day off, I'll go get them. On my day off.
I just remember having you at the
call your Uber and go get one now.
Don't worry about it at all. Just get that beer. I just had it at the Detroit Fall Beer Festival, and it was just like a liquefied Little Debbie oatmeal cream pie in beer form. And I was just like, this is yeah, I want it all. I need it.
God, that sounds delicious.
And I think they have it in cans now, and it's probably like a $2.50 a can. It's not, and it's readily available.
It's pretty reasonable in cans.
Yeah.
Have you had it, Eric?
Yes.
Yeah, it's fucking.
And do you like it?
For me, I'm not a big oatmeal cream pie fan.
Okay.
What the fuck?
Wasn't like-
Are you American?
Eric, I love you.
Really?
Friend. And the lack of oatmeal cream pie from Little Debbie. Like, there's two things now. You got
I'm not a Little Debbie fan. I'm not a Little
okay,
Debbie
now
fan.
you got 3 strikes, so now you're just
Apparently here, Listerman brought out an orange mocha frappuccino beer.
Oh God.
Oh, Rod, Listerman had a release yesterday that sounded fucking fantastic.
Yeah, Listerman is one of those breweries that I hear great things about, but I never hear Rod tell me about them too much.
Well, they're kind of like, to me, they're kind of in a comparison to like 450. They're
Yeah.
I think you've only been around, what, Rod? Maybe correct me if I'm wrong. 4 years or so, maybe 5 years.
I mean, they have a home brew, so they've been around longer than that.
Well, I mean,
They started catching on a lot more, I think, on the beers.
But I think in the last 2 years they've really come on more where they're actually like stepping out and brewing multiple stuff. Where they had their mainstay of like 5, 6, 7 core beers. Now they're like brewing shit all the time. And it's like, oh, and what I've had. And then my brother will pick up in Cincinnati and bring back. It's like, oh man, they're so good.
Don't they do a lot of sours?
Yeah, not no. Urban Artifact does most.
Urban Artifact.
Yeah.
Listerman does like New England style IPAs and pastry stouts and stuff like that, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Are sours generally like low ABV? Is that what it's called?
Some of them are.
Typically, I'd say 90% of them are like sub 6%. Yeah, that's usually.
Yeah, because I like sours, but then I get them and I'm just like, well, Jesus, I'll have to drink how many of these to get a buzz?
Well, that's one of the good 450 is like they're one of the few that's like 8-9% for their.
Yeah.
And I see many of them in that range very often.
I think most people drink sours not as much to probably get a buzz or drunk.
Most people don't drink to get a buzz, but
no, there's more specific beers. I think they're more like for me personally, but like a lot of people, I think they just refreshing, kind of like 4 or 5% instead of drinking like whatever, like something that's refreshing that has non-alcohol. You get something that gives you a little bit of buzz, but is also still refreshing because. I mean, the vast majority of sours are like, sub 6%. I mean, you were talking about the slushy series, that's 8. Sometimes you get imperialized, sours that are 9 to 10, but more often than not, people like the crispness from like the carbonation. And then a lot of them add fruit because you want it to be refreshing. A lot of people drink them during spring and summer, the warmer months. So it's usually where most people drink sours, but
What's the one out of Denmark that does a sour beer? Denmark that does it? Sour beer?
That's Evil Twins' brother over there.
McKellar.
They do some sour beers out of Denmark.
Is it that one? And they're like low,
but they do other stuff. They do IPA
right?
stuff. They have some sours though, I think.
McKellar is McKellar, New York. Now they have a brewery right in where the New York Mets play at the City Field, and we get it here. And if you guys want any, we get it in Western New York now. All their New York releases, like I don't think they see distribution outside of New York. But I haven't tried anything from the New York City brewery at all. I've gotten a lot of stuff from the San Diego brewery. I haven't tried the New York City one.
I'm still kicking myself in the pants when I was in New York City to go over to Brooklyn and go into other half.
Yeah, you should be kicking yourself. You should be. That's not you. You have me though, and I
was right there, dude. I was right fucking there.
Yeah, but I live so close now that you probably a couple times, 2-3 times a year, I'll be sending stuff to you, so you'll get your other half fixed.
Joe, what are those beers behind you? It's the purple, the blue, the green on the top.
Right here?
Yeah, right there. What are
those? Those are all the shitty treehouse that guy said are all terrible. Yeah. It's all these. It's the rainbow. It's the rainbow of treehouse. They're all pretty good. They're not shitty. They're good. I just put them up there because they look pretty. It's a cool.
They are pretty.
It's a cool rainbow.
They make me want to try them.
Yeah, they're all good. But yeah, they for a long time they were very hard to get, but nowadays they're a bit easier. A lot of people say since they open up a new brewery, and like so many of the craft beer nerds nowadays, when you open up a new brewery or you go somewhere else, they're like, oh, it's not the same as it was before. And it's like, okay, look, I've had a bunch of these beers from the old brewery, from the new brewery, and
Right.
similar.
You know
Where did you get the jujitsu from?
Excuse me, what now?
Is it the jujitsu, the one that's
Jutsu right there?
Oh, jutsu. Okay.
These four.
Uh-huh.
Right. I don't want to do that. It's making me trippy.
You're right there.
Those are all Canadian breweries. They're from Bellwoods in Toronto, Ontario, Canada.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they don't can. They canned one time, did like a bunch of different beers, like for a couple months, and then they usually put them in bottles. But we do see them now in New York. They do have distribution. So
cool. Yeah. You guys need to get up to Sun King Brewery, Todd.
Oh, I've been.
Oh, that was my favorite. Like even before I liked craft beer, Sun King Cream Ale was always like I'll drink that all day, every day.
Yeah, I've been to the brewery.
They got like 30 taps in there now. They're about to do a thing with Dingle, I guess.
It's funny that you mentioned them because they probably had the best selection of beers at the beer fest I was at last weekend.
Yeah.
Like top to bottom. I mean, they probably had 8 different beers, and I'd say 6 of them were ones that I've never had before or I've seen in a can or anything. And they were all fucking great.
Is that the one we went to the tour in in Bloomington? What brewery was that when we went?
Yeah,
that was Sun King. Yeah.
Well, that was their other location.
Yeah, it was.
No, that was Upland. That was
Upland. Upland. Okay.
They, I have their like flagship beers, Osiris, right? The Pale Ale.
Yeah, that's
that's the only beer I've had from them, and that's crazy. Yeah, I think they're, I don't think they get big distribution probably.
They've definitely stepped their game, but they're out of Indianapolis. They're remember we went to that winery in Indianapolis that we got the Reggae Red or whatever.
Oh yeah. That was like in the middle of the town.
Right
yeah,
street from that.
Okay, were they closed when we went or something? Because
yeah,
I remember that.
So anyway, they've upped their game a lot here in the last 6-7 months, I think. And their beer, from what I had at the beer fest, they were fucking great. I'm like, why aren't you canning this stuff?
Did
but
you
their
ask
mainstay,
that?
I mean, their mainstay stuff is pretty
Upland or
decent,
Sun
though.
King?
Sun King,
okay.
Yeah.
You should have asked them, why aren't you canning this stuff? What are you
I know.
doing?
Well, the people
I would have asked. I would have asked.
I know you would.
I still would have asked.
Shannon would have definitely asked.
Yes.
No doubt in my mind.
Yeah, no doubt.
They actually, Braxton Labs is about to do an utterly coconut milkshake IPA.
Mm.
Oh boy.
200 pounds of toasted coconut and plenty of vanilla.
I know I asked him this question all the time because Joe or Eric, one of you loves coconut and one of you hates it.
I hate it.
Okay.
You don't hold back at all there.
Well, wait. I don't hate it. I hate if it's the predominant flavor of the beer. Then I don't care for it.
I don't care if it's subtle. I don't care if it's predominant. I don't care if it's toasted or raw coconut. I'm on board.
So we're going to send him a box of Samoas when we send him his next thing of beer.
Yeah, I mean, I watch my weight, but when it comes to Samoas, I can't watch it. So
yeah. I'm so proud of Todd. You did not bring any Girl Scout cookies into the house this year.
I actually bought 2 boxes of work and I haven't seen them, so I don't know what happened there.
All right, don't bring them home.
So then we just delve into, we've been talking about beer, but favorite Girl Scout cookies. Top 3.
We got any more comments though?
I don't really care. No, we do.
Samoas.
I've been chatting with them in the Gabriel said that 60 Minutes IPA from Dogfish Head is $10 a 12 pack or $10 a 6-pack,
right.
$20 a 12-pack, and a 19.2 ounce can is $3. And I said, yeah, Dogfish Head more often than not is definitely more expensive than most national breweries. Ring Air Parade, I'm going to read his comment even though I shouldn't. Says pair some food with some sour beers. That's a good idea. I can't believe you have one. Eric Gilbert says he's never heard of Bellwoods. After running Eric Gilbert even
That was awesome.
Eric Gilbert said, I don't know what I did.
Why are you turning red for, Joe?
Because I'm fucking hammered. No. Eric Gilbert says he never heard of Bellwoods. That's a running joke between Eric and myself is that he never heard of Bellwoods, even though He likes Bellwoods. He never heard of them. And I said, yeah, I don't know who they are either, even though I have 4 cans behind me. Like, I don't know. And then that's it. That's all we have. Eric said, Eric Gilbert, what do you suggest with the sours? Even though he spelled suggest wrong and corrected himself. But yeah, that's all we got for comments. So top 3 Girl Scout cookies.
Top 3?
Mhm.
Okay, number 1, top of the list, Samoas.
No.
Then Thin Mints.
No.
Then Tagalongs.
No.
all in the freezer. All you have to keep them in the freezer.
Samoa, you gotta put in the freezer.
Thin Mints have to be without, like, all the rest of them are good in the freezer, no doubt. But Thin Mints, if you don't have them in the freezer, then you just can't eat them. I feel like
Thin Mints definitely have to be in the freezer.
all right, so Eric, your top 3 Girl Scout cookies, Eric, since you know Samoa's are certainly not going to be your top. Is there even is there 4 Girl Scout cookies? I think they have new ones.
What's the peanut butter chocolate one?
Tagalong.
Dipsy
Tagalongs.
Tagalongs.
You got Dipsy
Tagalongs,
Doos. We got
tagalongs.
Dipsy Doos as well.
They have different names. Some of them have different names too.
But
like
Dipsy Doos like the peanut butter in the middle.
Oh, I'm gonna have to try those.
Yeah, they're like
those-
Nutter Butters.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Okay,
But not as good.
They're better than the freaking Samoas.
What the fuck?
Wow.
That's because you haven't put them in the freezer. You gotta
Yes.
put Samoa in the
Shots
freezer.
fired. Shots fired.
It's better
What's
than the
your
Jimmy
top three,
Superfly
Todd?
Snickers.
Oh my god.
Ugh.
What's your
My top 3?
your top 3 Girl Scout cookies?
Frozen Samoas. You gotta put them in the freezer.
Yes.
Number
And
1.
I introduced that to you.
You did.
Everything's better out of the freezer.
Number 2, probably the peanut butter
Tagalongs. Yeah.
and then the Thin Mints.
I knew that was going to be your order.
And that's
Oh,
my
you
order too.
think
Rob,
you
Oh,
did.
Todd, 2 thumbs up. That's my order as well. All day.
See,
All
great
day.
man, great minds think alike, Joe.
That's
I
right,
just
that's
switched
right.
your number 3 and your number 2.
But honestly, being a fat guy, all the peanut butter, all the cookies from Girl Scouts are delicious. It just
Yeah, I'll second that.
they're delicious. Samoas though, like I've always liked them as a kid. They're just like I don't know. Obviously, they're cold, but like they're just so delicious. Like I'll like literally eat a box if you let me, and I shouldn't let myself, but sometimes it happens.
Yeah.
It's like,
It's not hard to do.
is that against the grain? What is that?
It is.
Oh, really? See, I didn't think Against the Grain really had much good stuff.
35K.
Oh,
So
35.
35K against the grain. Yep.
How is that? You like that, huh?
Well, I bought it for her because
Is that a Valentine's
it's a milk.
present?
No, it wasn't. It's a milk stout. So I like it, but they also make a 70K, which is like double everything and barrel aged. So
What's the ABV on that, Todd?
7%.
So the double one's 14%.
No, it's not. No, I think
Why-
it's maybe 11 or
This
something.
is-
Why would you lie to us, Todd? You said double everything.
You said
Well,
double,
no one
Bob.
thing but the ABV. I'm sorry.
You just double the ingredients pretty much.
Yeah.
The thing about it Against the Grain is I want to try a lot of stuff, but when they showed up, they were really expensive. Like
That's what I was going to say. I heard they're really expensive when they distro.
This is the one at the ball stadium, right?
Yeah.
They showed up and they had one of their double IPAs that was 8%, just 8%. It was like Citra ass down. That's what it was. Okay, the first time it came up here, and this is not exaggeration. Citra ass down was in a 22-ounce bomber and it was $16.99.
Woo!
I was like, what? $17?
That is a good beer, but I wouldn't pay that for it.
No, but then they started showing up in cans, and they had Brown Note, which is a terrible label. Just
Yeah, terrible.
No, that's what they
Absolutely
like.
terrible.
They want to
I
with the
get
guy in his
it.
underwear
I'm
with
all
the shit
about-
stain.
Yeah, I'm all
Oh my
about throw shit
god,
around.
that makes me want to buy a beer.
I don't see an overweight dude shitting his pants on my label. Like I don't need to see. Like, that's what I don't
That's
need.
exactly what it is.
I'm not going to be like, oh, that guy shitting his pants. I'm going to buy this beer. That's not. Everybody thinks that way.
But I didn't know that this existed, and then now you said it. Now I want to go
Gosh,
buy.
get it.
You're gonna,
Oh, now I want to go buy it.
Well, they do one it's called chicken. They do one it's a rye beer, and they call it chicken rye. And when they first started bringing it out, it had feathers all over the bottle.
Yeah,
Well, I don't think they.
Like actual feathers?
Yeah,
I
but I don't
remember
think
that.
they do that anymore. I don't think.
No, that beer showed up, and I don't remember what the feathers or whatever. You're talking the label or actual feathers? Like
no,
real-
actual feathers,
Yeah.
actual
No, it didn't
feathers
have-
on the outside of the
That was a
bottle.
long time ago.
Yeah,
wasn't
that's
it?
been a few
Yeah.
years ago.
I've never seen the brown note label and being like, this guy just shit his pants, and I'm not buying the beer.
Wow. What kind of beer was it?
It's a brown ale.
It's called
That
brown.
makes sense.
Yeah. And
No,
unfortunately,
other can art is like, I mean, it's creative and pretty good, really. But you're right, though. The first time I saw it, I was like, really? Why you got a dude in his drawers with shit stains running down his leg? Like,
Oh,
how's it gonna sell any beer?
But yeah, we're talking about
we're
it.
talking about it. So,
Yeah.
I'm all for terrible puns. I'm all for terrible labels, but it's just something. Like I was like, yeah. Well, I mean, maybe if it was
if
a
you
better.
guys ever want any Against the Grain, I can send you some because I probably get it cheaper than what you guys can get it. So just let me know if there's anything that you might want.
So I think I want all the 450 North still. I think is
Okay, well that's fine.
Yeah.
If you ever get tired of those, let you know. Just
Yeah.
let me know.
get tired. Probably never gonna get tired.
we can never get tired of 450.
That's the thing, like,
Christ. I'm gonna have to get a hotel room up there. Except for it's out in the middle of nowhere and there's no hotels.
It's basically cornfield.
that's exactly so. That's so other half bought their new location. It's south of Rochester's a pretty big city, decent size, like I think like 200,000 people or whatever.
So are you in Rochester, New York?
I'm in Buffalo. I'm to northern suburb of Buffalo. So Rochester's about 90 minutes to the east. So the new other half location is about 15 minutes to the south. Middle of nowhere, cornfields, everything. It's just it's a story that is like you drive down that same road. There is like you can buy corn, you could do corn mazes and all this stuff. And all of a sudden, there's this beautiful brewery in the middle of nowhere, and they bought it. So now it's like when people go there, there's like lines out to the street, and the street is actual highway, and they're like, "Don't park on the highway." It's like, really, we know, like, don't. A lot of people don't because they're stupid and they still park there, and then they get in trouble. But yeah, it's like
Rod. If Rod ever makes it here, I'll take you to Against the Grain.
I tried before. They were just flooded out when I went.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. Next time you
They were
come.
flooded out. Is it really that popular?
No, it was actually closed.
Oh, because
it was actually
yeah, that
flooded,
makes
yeah.
sense.
It's like, let me go there. There's 3 feet of water. I can't.
Yeah.
But Joe, it's funny you said that because when we went up to the can release at 450, we had to take like a 3-mile detour because there was like a flood over the road.
Because Todd was a pussy and wouldn't drive through 2 inches of water.
How you don't know? It was like a cornfield that looked like Lake Michigan. I'm not.
I just
So
love
we
the
were
run
half an
at it.
hour behind everybody else.
Hey, look, they got their shit. So what difference does it make? They don't care.
I just like because Todd is a pussy.
And the funny thing is, she's like,
Somebody else said that.
no. The funny thing is, I was following a whole lot of cars going around, and she looked at me like, "You could have fucking totally drove through that." And
Yeah.
put them all there.
She's like,
Like,
stop being a pussy, Todd. And Todd's like, I can't help it. I'm gonna
I'm
drive
like,
off.
what's going on right now? I was like, I don't even know what's happening. Like you look out and there's like water halfway up people's houses. And she's like, just drive through that. It's fine.
He's exaggerating.
I am not
You are
exaggerating. I am
exaggerating.
not exaggerating.
All right, so we're gonna read comments based on that. Rating I Rate says Belgian sours are the way to go. They are. They are. I think a lot of us would agree. Gabriel says Rating I Parade is saying not your mom's iced tea and apple pie and strawberry rhubarb from Small Town Brewing Company. How many of you have had any of the? I mean, I think we've all probably had not your father's root beer.
That's where I stopped at.
Yeah, I didn't try any past. Oh, I tried the ginger ale. I think was just right after that, and then they had like all the rest of it was just like, it's basically soda.
It's sugar.
It was too sweet.
It's soda. It's soda with alcohol in it.
Yeah.
Take a root beer and throw a vodka shot, and you're good to go. It's the exact same thing. And it was funny because when that Not Your Father's root beer got super popular, local places could not keep it in stock. It'd be like it would come in that same day, be sold out. Now it's literally everywhere, and no one cares.
Right.
I mean, we have places that deal with ice cream. They make floats in the bars.
Yeah, that's fucking delicious. That's a good way to go. You want to float with some alcohol? Yeah, always. Yeah, for sure. And that's all we have for comments at this point. We still have 10 people watching, so kudos to them.
Yeah.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
They're all waiting for Shannon's commentary. So
Oh, that's great.
That's what they're waiting for.
The best part was calling Todd a pussy because he didn't want to go around the fucking water. That's the best.
Joe, shut up, Joe.
Best thing ever, Todd. He's like, yeah. It's just like nonchalant. You're like, yeah, because they're flooding. You're like, and she just looks at you. She's like, no, because you're a pussy and wouldn't try.
So Eric and Rod, what kind of 450 North beers do you want now?
Hey, who's gonna go to the next release? Who's gonna go to the next release?
Do I?
I was saying, if I had a soundbite for the show, that would have been it right there.
Yeah, she's not invited no more.
Yeah.
Sorry, Todd. It was great.
It was pretty good. I have to give her credit. That was pretty good.
You gotta give
I liked it when I call him names.
It's after 11. Good thing.
Story. I would have worked that into my beer mail unboxing.
I'm sure. And you probably still will.
I could have got more of these if Todd wasn't a pussy.
Like, this beer is for you, Shannon, and you, pussy.
Gabriel says, "You're welcome. Great beer show." Thanks, Gabriel. We try.
Thank you, Gabriel.
We try, man. Thanks for showing up. Appreciate it. And thanks to 8 other people apparently watching this because that's impressive.
I did see they're releasing a Breaking Bad beer, but I never watched Breaking Bad, so.
I've just started to watch it.
Yeah, me either. I it's one of those things where I got so many, like it was like 3 or 4 seasons in by the time I really wanted to watch it, and now I'm like, so I'm gonna go back at some point and watch every episode.
One of my top 3 shows of all time.
Yeah.
And we didn't watch it when it first was on either. We caught up on it at the end.
I have full disclosure here. I'm probably the only man that doesn't have a Netflix account.
Yeah. I'll give you our password. You can use ours.
There you go. Done and done.
Totally. You can use ours.
The password is Todd is a pussy.
Oh my God.
Apparently. You gotta put the apparently part in there too.
The username is Joe No Longer 450 North Beers. The password is
God.
Oh my God, that was wrong.
Oh God.
Rod's like, this just totally jumped the shark.
Yeah, he's like, what the hell, guys? What the hell?
Was there any beer topics this evening? Or
Right, yeah. This is a beer flow show that has no beer involved.
Yeah,
that's
the
thing. And Rod will always say, but sometimes the flow of the show goes in directions in which he probably doesn't want, but it happens.
I just following the current right now, but it was a light news week, so you guys have done well tonight. So I had to break in beer. I mean, people were saying that should have come out like 5 or 6 years ago.
Who brewed it? Or who brewed it? Who's brewing that beer?
I don't know. I didn't see who was brewing. I just knew it came out. They've been showing like a lot of different stuff online about it. But they are making a Breaking Bad.
So what's that mean? We're drinking 35K. Todd said we have a 70K. So does that mean it has more
I can tell you
alcohol?
because I just went through it like literally 5 minutes ago.
Oh God.
How you feeling, Shannon? How you feeling?
I'm fine. I'm totally fine. Todd's apparently drunk.
No, I'm fine.
Because he's saying we had conversations that we didn't have.
Did we just not talk about 70K a few minutes ago?
Yeah, we did.
No,
Thank
you
you,
must
Ryan.
be really drunk too, Rod.
No, he talked about the 7K, and then Joe called him out saying everything was double.
He did. He did. I made fun of him not because he's like, it's double everything. I was like, what's the percentage of 35K? He said 7. I said, is it 14? He said, no, it's 11. I said, that's not double.
Joe, you were way into too much math earlier.
Yeah, I'm surprised.
Woo, you remember all the math he was doing in the beginning? Like, I didn't know we were doing algebra tonight.
No, I can't.
Algebra.
Listen, I'm Polish. Most of the stuff that I say is incorrect and not factual. So
no, it was fast. I
Joe
think
likes
you were
numbers.
right.
He broke it down. He knew what the ounce.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, about the ounces.
Yes.
Yeah, I
and he was going so fast. I was like, he's right.
that was before I had all this beer in me, and now it's
That's great.
I'm not
Joe
sure.
the accountant.
I'm not sure if it is right now. You still got your board?
About flagship February. Do you have a favorite flagship beer?
What's flagship mean?
Jenny Cremo.
It's like the main story. What'd you say, Joe?
Jenny Cremo. Jenny Cremo. Is that?
Oh yes, Cremo.
Genesee
Cremo.
Yeah, but he's talking about a different.
Oh.
Yeah.
No, I'm talking about Genesee.
Shannon, have you had Genesee cream ale?
No, we can't.
No.
We can get it in Indiana, but
Oh, you're getting a fucking 6-pack of it.
I can say you 12-pack.
Or Jenny Cremo.
we might be. We could probably pick it up over in Louisville, though. I'd
I can
assume.
probably get you.
I've never
12-pack,
looked
like
for it, so
$5.99.
I don't honestly know.
Did you just say Louisville?
Why do we go through this every single time?
Louisville. It's Louisville.
It's
Louisville.
Louisville. You're right.
Whatever.
Hey, Todd, I say Louisville too because I'm a North.
Potato.
Yeah, but you don't live 2
Yeah,
minutes
Todd
from
should know
Louisville.
better.
Yeah, to be fair, Eric, you are very ignorant like me, so that's why you say that. Louisville.
I was just so they would know what I was talking about. If I
Oh,
if I just say Louisville,
okay,
nobody would know.
okay.
So hang on. So you pronounce it? How do you pronounce it exactly?
It's Louisville.
Louisville.
So you're saying it like you're slurring your words, like you're hammered already. Louisville.
No.
Yeah,
Basically,
yeah.
Louisville.
Louisville.
Just like where do you?
But if you're out of town, you're like Louisville.
Where do you live?
Apricot, apricot. I mean,
Yes, we were talking about this
Pecan.
earlier.
Pecan.
Yeah, because all you all
almond,
were
almond.
saying apricot. We say apricot.
I say apricot.
Joe says apricot.
I say apricot.
Do you? Yeah, I say apricot.
So your story just went way out the window.
As norm.
You say,
I don't say
you say aunt or aunt.
Ant.
Ant.
So you say aunt. It's a U in there. How are you skipping a U?
Well, because
You're right. You're totally right.
he probably doesn't
Yeah.
deserve it, you honestly.
It's
Just
a
to be honest.
northerner thing. It's a northerner thing.
I'm from the north.
It's
How
Indiana.
about
Yeah.
how about the people
You're on
that,
the Jersey side, buddy.
how about the people that say creek and crick? Creek and crick.
Hey,
Yeah.
hey, there's Battle Creek. Battle Creek.
It's Battle Creek, but you're close.
I agree. Creek.
It's or it could be Louisville. Where you got Louisville? It's not Louisville. No, it's not Louisville. It's Louisville.
Yeah.
That's right.
You're trying to line it up. Where you go? Louisville.
It's
That's
New Orleans
pretty
or
much-
Nolans.
yeah.
I mean, it's Nolans if you're from down there.
Yeah, it's not. And
Nolans.
and it's not. It's New Orleans.
Yeah.
You know?
Nolans.
Not if you're from there.
Well, that's what I say. I say New Orleans.
Nolans.
Yeah,
New Orleans.
They say Nolans if you're down there. It's
Yeah.
Nolans.
But aunt sounds so formal.
Yeah, aunt.
Well, that's what it means. Aunt. It's a title, right?
Yeah,
So,
but see,
but you got to pronounce the U. It's the King's English.
Mama and Papa, we're gonna go see our aunt today. Is that what
We're going to go see our aunt today.
we're going to see our next to the
Well, I know some people that say auntie, so they even stretch the T out.
Yeah.
Auntie.
Yeah.
We're going to go see our auntie today.
Todd doesn't even call his aunt aunts. Do you all call your aunts, whatever? Do you call them aunt, whatever, or do you just call them by their name?
I call them.
Aunt, whatever.
Yeah, I don't say aunt. I say
I
aunt.
just know them by their first name.
I don't know any better.
Yeah, I'm like
you
Aunt
don't say
Verdina. I have an Aunt Verdina, so that's what I call her. But Todd just calls his aunts by their first name. He doesn't put aunt in front of it.
Like that'd be weird.
Yeah, I do too.
That's like
Tom.
that's like going to the triple dog dare without doing a double dog. I mean,
Yeah.
we all saw that at Christmas story.
Bingo.
Yeah.
What's up?
Yeah,
Sharon? How's it going? Like,
grew up with, I guess.
Yeah.
Aunt
It's
Sharon?
like, what's up, Sally? I mean, that's Aunt Sally.
Like I can't. Yeah, it'd be weird. Gotta say aunt or aunt.
That's what I must say next time I see my Aunt Barbara. Aunt Verdina. Aunt Verdina.
Auntie.
Aunt Barbara.
Would you like some tea?
Oh God.
Some scones to go with your tea, Aunt
Some
Barbara.
Aunt, not auntie.
A spot
You
of
always take it too far.
spot of Earl Grey.
have you guys have
Listen.
I want to bring it back to beer just for a second, silly me.
Yeah, maybe you should possibly.
I'm
I
sorry.
just saw DJ over at DJ's BrewTube. He just posted his review of Oscar Blues Bambarana, which is their I don't know if you guys saw that. It was a collaboration with Cigar City. I think we're all supposed to see that, but it's a crazy beer and everyone's going nuts about it. Let me see what it is.
I haven't seen that one yet. I've heard about it.
Can we get it?
Yeah, it is a pretty sure it is a barrel aged beer that's in Amberana wood spirals, and and it's double barrel aged in whiskey and brandy barrels, 12.2% in 12-ounce cans. And I've already seen like 3 people checking it on Tapped, and everyone's like 2 people gave it a 5 out of 5, and they're just going nuts. And I'm
wow!
Like, where is it?
Hey, bourbon and brandy right here, buddy.
Yeah,
I have a barrel aged from Against the Grain that was with Amberana barrels or whatever.
Nice. Have you drank it?
I haven't. I still got it downstairs.
Well, what are you waiting for? Tom?
Well, we'll probably pop it open soon. I was waiting, maybe.
So,
maybe
but
for you guys to come at some point or get together.
This is also brewed with figs and dates as well, in addition to the double barrel and Amberana words. So I just wanted to mention it because people are going nuts, and I'd assume since I imagine all of us get Oscar Blues, we will probably see it because I think it's wherever Oscar Blues distributes.
Right.
Nice.
Keep your eye out on it. It should be in the next couple of weeks, I would think.
I'm going to look at my beer store for that.
I'm so excited.
I wouldn't even know what dates or figs taste like, probably.
You never had like a dried date or a dried fig before?
I think I've had like some kind of hors d'oeuvre that was like a bacon wrapped date or something like that, but just tasted like a big raisin or something.
Yeah, that's kind of
raisin.
Yeah, like
I don't like raisins.
Like figs do. Any kind of, how about like golden raisins, even golden raisins?
I used to not like, I'm not a big fan of raisins, but I like some of the dark fruits in the beer.
So none of you like Raisin Bran at all? Or raisin
no.
Oh, who the hell, why would I eat Raisin Bran? I'm like,
because that's
delicious.
Raisin Bran.
I mean, how
packed
up is your colon when you need Raisin Bran?
Right, exactly, yeah.
My colon is not being brought into this conversation. Raisins are in this conversation. Oh man, I love raisins. Yeah, that's interesting. So none of you, even you, Eric, you don't like raisins? Well, you don't like coconuts, so I'm not talking to you.
Well, I'll admit I've never had a raisin, a fig, or a plum, or anything like that.
Never
had a raisin?
No.
You're not missing anything.
What the Todd? What? Todd? What? You never had a raisin?
I don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
Todd.
But aren't raisins and grapes similar?
Grapes is a dried up. A raisin is a dried up.
I like grapes, but I don't like raisins.
No, grapes are different. Yeah, raisins are like black licorice type stuff.
It's a dried up grape, though.
Yeah.
The words you were looking for, Rod, is raisins are delicious. I think it's what you were looking for.
Gross.
In bourbon type stuff, they're good. Like the bourbon.
Well, even in like
beers, you'll get like that raisin feel, or
even in your cereal, right?
No, you don't put it in cereal.
Some raisins in cereal, yeah.
Raisins shouldn't be in cereal.
When you're real constipated, Joe, right?
Well, I mean, maybe, I don't know. I don't take that into consideration.
You like what you like. That's all it is.
I'm not like I'm constipated, so I'm going to eat or not eat raisins. Like that's
because you don't even have cheese in your diet. You gotta have.
Yeah,
more cheese.
I'm lactose intolerant, and I still
that makes you
constipated. Well, no, I know.
Ron, your beer show's going off the rails again, buddy.
My wife going off the rails because people don't like raisins. That's why. Everyone likes raisins. It's a fantastic show.
It's like
See, Todd, this is why you need your own channel, so we don't have to drive everybody else's into the ground.
Bring everybody else. Yeah. 2-hour show between you two.
What's that? Rob, what were you saying? Rob, what did you say? Rob, what did you say? You were saying something.
I said you could do Metamucil. I mean,
well,
Metamucil, yeah.
I could just eat a lot of hot stuff and see what happens.
Yeah.
Then you'll scream as it's coming out, so you might not do that.
Just a little spice to the party.
Yeah, we'll do that.
Upcoming video: Joe's cold when he blows out.
No, not necessarily what's going to happen. I mean, I'll look into it if that's what people want to watch. I'll just eat raisins for 3 hours straight. Tell my after story.
My after story.
Be like the clickbait of all. What happens if you eat raisins for 3 straight hours?
Oh my God.
Call blow it out of your beer patrol.
Yeah.
God.
There'll be some bathroom reviews after that.
Yeah.
God.
You'd have to do one sitting on the toilet. Like, this is my beer.
Oh, Todd.
Maybe I'll review a 450 North beer on the toilet.
No, don't do that.
Oh, okay.
No, do it. I would watch. Do it.
Oh, yeah, you definitely would watch.
I don't think anyone would.
It would go viral because nobody does that.
Hey, if they could do a show about popping pimples, why not?
Oh, yes.
True.
That's true. That's
That doesn't
true.
mean you should watch them. There's just a lot of shows.
Yes.
Apparently, a lot of people watch the popping pimple show.
I watch it.
I can't.
You
I
didn't
don't
have to admit it, Shannon. You didn't have to admit it.
Yeah, you have to say that out loud.
It's something about that, like getting in there and getting it out.
no.
Okay, this is the at More show. This is
No,
the
Todd
At
had
More
this
show.
big old cyst on his back.
No,
Yeah.
we don't have to go there.
Well, everybody, thanks for stopping by here.
PSA, Eric. PSA. Come on, buddy.
Gabriel says Raisin Bran cereal is an okay product. Raisins, I like them sometimes. And a plum, not really.
I've had a plum.
We went from cysts being popped on certain people's backs to gaining 2 viewers pretty quickly after.
It's a sick world. The sick world.
I'm sorry. I just really don't. I don't have any control over. You know what I'm saying? I just take
That's probably where the extra couple viewers come from.
maybe. I don't know.
Shannon, you are a great comic relief. Great comic relief.
There's probably somebody out there with like a notification if anyone mentions pimples or cysts and potentially popping them because it was
Or
like
pussy.
or being a pussy like Todd. Like just,
Thanks, you.
I didn't say it. I'm just relaying what
You just did. You had to reiterate it.
I just repeated what I heard.
Technically, Joe just
If
quoted.
somebody's just now tuning in, you have to like go there again.
Oh well, I mean, yeah. Just to be clear, I'm not the one calling Todd a pussy, although he is. Me saying it. That's all.
That's just the word on the street.
Yeah. The word on the street.
Nobody asked you, Ron.
Eric Gilbert says Thomas Hardy ales are available online in Ontario. Need to order a few bottles. Don't know if you guys have ever had Thomas Hardy. It's an old ale was real popular. They stopped making it originally in 2007, but it's a really good old ale, and you guys will probably see it at some point in your markets. Thomas Hardy, keep it in mind. It's a great beer.
Nice.
That's all I got. I'm sorry, it's not a pimple or a cyst, but that's all I got.
Lame. That's lame, Joe. Lame.
Sorry. It's kind of like my channel. I apologize, Todd.
We didn't jump that shark. It's too late. Rod's going, God, really? Seriously?
I know.
And then Ranger Breed says beer tube should be free of medical talk, food and beer only. And that wouldn't necessarily just be beer tube. I think that would be beer and food tube or something because pertain to
The
beer.
person's probably right.
No, and Ranger Breed's never right, just to be clear.
No, when like Todd remembered to pack, whose stickers did you remember to pack?
Rod's.
Yeah, because we
Not
picked up all
ours.
the stickers.
Wow.
Oh, we
You
did.
remember to pack Rod's, but didn't pack Joe's or mine. Thanks, Todd.
Right,
I
but
told him I had them all packaged up, and I was like, fuck, I forgot to put their stickers in there.
we'll send them when the next 450 that I go to. We send you more beers. We'll put those in, and you'll have double the stickers.
I'm into all the stickers.
And Joe was like, you should mail them. I was like, it's funny you said that because I was actually going to put them in an envelope
You
and send them
should.
out.
Todd, you can mail them if you want, buddy. I mean,
Yeah, that was
really, you can.
I was like, yeah, you should put them in an envelope and send them through the post service. He's like, why do you say that? Because I was like, oh, she's joking.
You should totally do that. Do it tomorrow. Put it in the mail.
Oh man. At least it doesn't matter if they wait outside in cold weather because they're just stickers.
Not for some people, they're not.
Ugh,
That's true.
I'm telling you.
For certain people who actually get the stickers, they're great, right, Rod?
Oh
Yes,
yeah,
Todd, I put him right on my
right
toolbox.
up on the wall.
Oh,
Todd, I put mine right on my toolbox.
Todd, I didn't do shit with them because you didn't send them.
well, Todd didn't do shit with
Touche.
his either.
Touche.
Yeah, he's just be like, too bad, just gonna throw them in the trash. Sorry, guys. Stickers for no one.
oh,
Okay.
look, we got a 450 North.
I see
sweatshirt.
that. I see
Hey,
that.
he's got a glass, you got a hoodie, and we have stickers that we don't have.
No, he got a glass. I got a glass and a hoodie.
Yeah, that glass is amazing. The fruit.
This one, it was only $5.
Holy shit! I want
Jesus,
No,
Todd, you
it
didn't
was
get us a
$10.
glass
It was
either?
Yeah, they were $10. They were $10. It was $10.
Well,
Oh,
if I go
all
back
right.
up there, I'll get y'all one.
No, if they're $10, you don't have to.
If they're $10, I will pay you the $10. I love that.
No, no.
$5 is okay. $10, no, can't do that.
One of the dudes where it's like six
Well,
pack.
Todd, I don't want her to spend her hard-earned money on that. And but, okay.
That's
No. Hey, don't worry. Don't worry about Todd.
It'll all go around in the end. It's okay.
I'll get y'all a glass and some beers. It'll be fun.
In the end, we all exchange beer mails. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
I don't know how many 450 North beer mails we need, like in concession. Like
Well,
If you're saying you don't want no more, then that's fine. We don't have to send you no more.
no, don't listen to him. We're
there's
gonna
a lot.
send
It's just I don't want you guys to go out of your way and just every 3 weeks. That's crazy. But that s'mores one and that blueberry one or that blackberry one sounds fucking crazy.
Yeah, like I'm not gonna go up
Don't
there.
do it, but if you want, go ahead.
No, we're not gonna go up there. Well, I'm not gonna go up there. I'll probably have to go up there by myself here. Well, maybe my friend will come with me, but yeah, we're not just gonna. If there's something like super good that I'm like, we have to have that, then we're gonna go up and then we're gonna share.
Yeah, this one, the one you just went to. I mean, they have 3 slushy beers. Like that's the time to go up is when they have like stuff that you want and excess of it, not just like there's one slushy beer and a couple IPAs or whatever.
Right.
Well, that's what I told her. I was like, maybe if you go up next week, maybe we'll pass on some of the nugget IPAs because they're all starting to blend together a little bit. But some of those other like slushies and stuff are definitely different.
The Bahama Mama and the blueberry. Is there a couple more that's going to come out?
The s'mores, all 3 of those.
S'mores.
Oh yes, and the s'mores for sure.
Right there's 3 good beers, but I hear you, Todd, and I would say that goes pretty much for most New England style IPs. Like I love other half, but so many of their beers are very similar. Yeah, there's different hops and whatever. It's like, this one tastes kind of similar to this one. They're all delicious, but it's like, at what point do I need to? It comes to like ticking, right? Like ticking and unique check-ins done tap and everything. It's like I don't care about that. Like I just want to drink good stuff. It doesn't have to be beers that are almost exactly the same. When you're talking like certain beers, like the slushy series, you have a bunch of different fruits. Well, fruits all taste vastly different. So
exactly,
We had one down there when we were up there, and it was one of those dessert beers. Was it just called peach pie?
It was a peach dessert XL, which is like the blue, the raspberry one.
Oh my god! It was so good. It had you could taste like the nutmeg in it.
It was like a liquid peach pie. It was.
So you think the blackberry is going to be kind of like a liquid blackberry?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Is going to be similar to that.
Holy shit, that sounds delicious.
But if that asshole is up there, I'm going to lose my shit
and punch him in the balls.
You
got to punch him directly in the dick. That's the way to go. The dick punch is the better.
Oh, well, yeah.
But if you do it, you got to get somebody to video.
Oh, absolutely.
The general nether regions, just see what happens.
Well, you know what the funny thing is, when I text Todd that, I didn't text him. I just typed it on my phone and I showed him because he was standing next to me. He was like, everybody in the room would stand up and cheer because he was such a
great new video to start the channel.
Yeah, because he was such a loud mouth, and everybody was probably like, "This dude needs to shut up."
Like the one person, like, and you'll see that occasionally. Just like the one person that kind of ruins the experience is the one.
He did. I was about to lose my shit.
Douche nozzle, so to speak. Like it's like There's in every hobby, in general, in every hobby, you'll find a couple percentage of the people in that hobby, and you'll run into them here and there, and it's just like it's not a lot of fun. Whether you're waiting in line or you're at a beer store or whatever, you're at a beer fest, you'll run into those guys that like everything used to be better, or this is better than that. Nothing's ever good enough for them, and they have to tell everybody about it. Like they have to. like unsolicited opinions. Like they just start talking to random people about how things are shitty and about this is, I drink this stuff, therefore it's better than whatever.
Right.
It's just like, nobody asks your opinion and no one cares.
Right.
There's no line to get beer. Fuck off.
But I look at it this way. There's always a yin and a yang. And in order for you to enjoy things, you got to pay a price.
Yeah.
And that yang is the price you have to pay. So we're having a good time standing in line, enjoying our time. There's got to be a price to pay. It's not always going to be 100% fun. Yeah. So he was our little price we had to pay for that good day.
The worst thing I ever saw, and Ewert's not here anymore, Taku Murray, but I went to the first ever like big bottle release I ever went to was in Michigan, believe it or not, Eric, at Coonan Brewing Company. And they each year they do their winter solstice where they release like 6 to 8 different beers, and they're all like crazy, like 10, 12% barrel aged beers and whatnot. And I went to it with Ewert, and we got there at like 5:30 for a 11:30 a.m. release. So we were
shit.
It was in December when it was like 15 degrees outside.
Holy shit, that's dedication.
It was the first one like I ever went to like
but he was out there in a jeans and a t-shirt. So
I was not. I was bundled up and I didn't wear enough. I only wore one pair of socks, which was a mistake. But the cool thing about the place is they had a heated tent that they opened up after an hour, so we only actually waited out in the cold for an hour.
Wow.
The worst thing I ever saw was like the epitome of like the beer nerd that doesn't care about anything but the beer. There was this dude. He had to be in his early 20s. And he has his ma out there. And his ma had to be probably in her 60s, right? Maybe late 50s or 60s. Didn't want anything to do with the beer. She's like, doing puzzles or whatever. And I'm like, you're going to bring your mom to this release. Because it was 1 case per person, like of these beers, right? You could get a 4-pack of everything. And they had 6 different beers. And I'm just sitting there like, you're going to bring your mom when I think it was like 17 or 18 degrees outside.
Oh my God.
He was in front of me. He was like 10 people in front of Ewert and myself. So we were like 30th in line. So he was probably 20th. He was probably in line since 5 or 35 more. So I'm like, you're going to bring your mom here who wants nothing to do with anything other than helping out her son. But you're going to sit in line for 6.5 hours just so you can get another case of beer to trade or whatever. And I just sat there and I was like, if I ever did that for anybody, like if I ever asked any family member to do that, I would fucking probably punch my own self in the dick.
Right. Yeah.
And I just sat there and I was like, really? Really? That's the type of person you are to bring your mom to this? I'm like,
She just wants to spend time with him, but he's using her.
Yeah, and he's using her. And I'm like, I would never ask anybody in my family to wait 6 hours in line to get an extra case of beer.
6 hours?
In the cold. Well, like I said, we went to a heated tent, but nobody knew there was a heated tent there. We were like, oh, surprise, we got a heated tent. I was like, this is the greatest thing ever because my fucking toes are freezing. But
I probably wouldn't wait 6 hours on a sunny beach for anything.
That's the thing. And I was just like, you bring in your mom, that's just absolutely terrible. It was like the worst thing I saw. And I was just, and you could see her, she was so disinterested, doing everything on her phone, this and that. And just like, and the guy sitting there like chatting with other people. I'm like, you're that piece of shit.
Right. And she probably just wanted to spend time with her son.
Yep. That was absolutely terrible.
Yeah, that is terrible. He's a douchebag.
Selfish bastard.
He is selfish bastard. He is. Yeah. Did you get his name? We need to blast him on Facebook and Instagram.
Put him on blast.
I put him on the dick punch list.
Yeah, I was hoping someone would
If I go back and that bastard is there, I'm getting his name. And be like, you're so interesting. What is your name? And
then punch him in the balls.
No, I will blast him. I'm going to blast him everywhere. Like, this son of a bitch.
But can I get a picture with you?
Yeah.
Just, as the camera goes off.
Yeah.
Fucking bow.
Well, I've got to wait till I get my beer first.
Yeah, get your beer first. Don't get kicked out. And then.
Yeah.
You got any more comments, Joe?
We have Eric Gilbert.
Wrap it up. We gotta go.
Eric Gilbert says, yeah, for the second time, straight to the nuts.
Yes.
And then Whiskey Throttle shows up and says, hello, at Rajay BeerVentures. This is where Whiskey Throttle likes to troll me. So here we go. Who is the foul-mouthed donkey with a Harry Potter cap on?
What?
That wasn't bad. That was better than most of his.
I'm talking about Joe.
Oh.
My Coonan hat. This is the brewery that I waited in line for, but it is a Harry Potter.
I didn't think about Harry Potter.
Harry Potter.
And then Eric and him exchange pleasantries because they know we one another. And And then Eric Gilbert says whiskey tubers should be more polite, sir. I didn't say it.
So nobody has any Nike on tonight.
No.
No.
Yeah, with their blowout of the game last night.
Oh, Zion got
What happened?
I got my Lions gear on, buddy.
Well, listen,
usually someone has Nike on, but ever since Zion Williamson went down last night, nobody's wearing Nike.
So, best player in college
hold on. I wore Nike today, and I
but not on the show.
but we don't see it. So
but not on the show.
did you really, Eric? Because we don't
best
see
player
it.
for Duke.
I don't want to talk to you guys anymore.
30 seconds in the game and like the biggest game of the year.
Todd's is playing in the Shannon right
No,
now.
I'm trying to tell
Yeah.
him. So he goes like across the line, rolls his foot, and his whole shoe just like blows out, and his foot comes through, and he pulled a ligament in his left knee and
Oh
was
my
out for the rest of
God.
the game.
So then now Nike's like,
And he was
fuck
wearing
Nike?
Yeah, no. People were paying like
Nike's made in
$2,500
China.
to see this game. It's like the second highest going ticket from all sporting events for the year so far.
okay.
So he's the best player on the team, and he's gone. I said, what, 32 seconds or 28 seconds?
32,
Whatever it
like,
was.
best player.
So what's that got to do with Nike?
He blew it.
He made
That's why he got taken
Oh,
out.
so it's Nike's fault
He
that he
rolled his
blew his
foot.
ankle.
I've never seen a shoe like literally just like
Kind of just
blow out. His foot went through the bottom of
Oh
it.
my God.
You came from the China factory.
Yeah, that was.
Taiwan,
I saw
those
like a
Taiwan
meme today.
bastards.
Like, you should not have an 8-year-old make the shoe that you're playing basketball in.
Sometimes slave labor can bite you in the ass.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Speaking of which, Rod, did you see Sadiq's comment on last week's show?
No, I didn't see that.
Hmm.
What was it?
Well, you just made a comment about we talked about founders a bit, and he mentioned the Nike and like child labor and stuff. It was
Oh yeah, I did see that one. Yeah, Nike. Yeah, and kind of funny how that came up timely. Yeah, which people are their own hit. Like Doc Holliday my hypocrisy only goes thus far. I mean, people have to draw their own lines.
right.
But
And if you don't know how to draw lines, then you're me.
we didn't really talk about founders. So we talked about founders last week, but I was sitting there, I was scrolling through stuff. My Twitter feed is just blowing up. I mean, founders is getting hammered right now on Twitter.
So Founders is the one that had the problems with discrimination.
Yeah.
And then it kind of like was on the nobody said anything for a long time.
Right.
And has it come back up?
I think they were waiting because what was going to happen, kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So did something happen?
And well, they came up with a statement, and then now people are just kind of hammering them.
Oh.
Yeah. Apparently the piece I shared in our thread, like between me, Joe, Eric, and Todd, a lawyer out of New York who was really good at like pulling this stuff apart. He's a craft beer lawyer. He's been sharing everything about taking place and just like breaking it down. It just doesn't make founders look good at all. And now
Okay, so we're still mad at Founders.
more people are
Okay.
writing posts about
A
founders.
lot
right
of people
now.
are still mad at founders. Really.
Yeah, because Todd was like, he's like, I don't know, he was pissed at him for a while, and he was like, he hadn't heard anything for a long time, and he was like, well, was it legit or wasn't? And then we hadn't bought Founders for a while, and because he didn't know what was going on, and so we're still pissed at Founders.
Yeah, apparently it's supposed to be a decision here in March or whatever, but
Well, I haven't bought founders since about December, just before the new year, right around there.
Yeah, I haven't bought anything new from him for a while.
Yeah, well, that's my brother brought, didn't he?
He got a CBS for me at Christmas time.
Yeah, and Todd was
I was
like,
shit, now I gotta drink it, I guess. at some
yeah,
point,
he was,
but-
he was,
Don't drain pour it, Todd. Actually, drink.
No, I'm not gonna drain for it, but
yeah, but he still felt kind of like, felt uncomfortable about
well,
it.
it's like Rod said. He's like, all the people was burning their nights. Like,
Right.
You already bought them. Why wouldn't you wear
Yeah.
them? He's like, if you got Founders, why wouldn't you drink it? You
Yeah.
already bought it.
Right.
Because I've got a lot of like, KBS and Backwood Bastards downstairs and some
Yeah.
other stuff. from
Yeah, if you
Founders.
got it, you got it, but don't go out spending
But
money
from that
on it.
point forward,
Right, yeah.
I haven't bought anything since all that come out.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Fuck those assholes.
Yeah, I bought a case of Blushing Monk yesterday, unfortunately.
yeah, you said you were going
It's-
to. So
hey,
I
no.
figured you would.
A case
Joe.
of what?
Blushing Monk.
Joe. Joe.
It's actually really good beer. What's up?
Or did they do something
Is it
bad?
the greatest raspberry beer ever?
Oh.
Greatest raspberry beer ever.
Joe.
Oh,
You would love that beer, actually.
No, it's a wine cooler, buddy. It's a wine.
It's a 9.2% wine cooler. So I'm okay.
Well, yeah. Well, the slushies are kind of like, they don't taste like beers. I'm like, I drink that pina colada one, and I'm like, this is like a mixer that you buy at a bar. This does not taste like a beer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't let people hear that. They get really angry about that.
Well, let them get pissed. Come on. What is it? Come at me.
Eric,
come at me.
Come at her, bro, Eric.
Come at
on,
me.
bro. Yeah, come on, bro. Come at me, bro.
This 40-year-old white woman in the suburbs. Come at me, bro. Yeah.
What are you gonna say, Joe?
Rod's like, son of a bitch.
Literally,
Eric Gilbert.
I was like, oh, Eric Gilbert. I told Eric Gilbert to come at her, bro. That's what I was saying.
Come at me, bro.
He's the guy that doesn't like he doesn't like adjuncts. He doesn't like pastry stouts or like crazy fruited beers. And
I'll call
really
you
any
a
beer
bitch
have
like
an
I call my
adjunct in it
husband.
though?
Okay.
Hold on. Well, doesn't any beer really have an adjunct in it at the end of the day?
Well, no, not like the beers that just have water, barley, hops, and yeast. There's no adjuncts,
Right.
but anything that's outside of that can technically be. I mean, you put lactose in a beer,
But
like
is it barley an adjunct, hops an adjunct?
No, I mean that's the main ingredient. That's like
Come on, no, come on.
You need it to make the beer. How's it an adjunct?
Yeah, it's anything.
Adjunct would be anything extra.
Yes, anything outside the core 4 ingredients. So, like, even though milk stout has been it's been a style that's been around for a long time, it's still a style with an adjunct, lactose in it.
Yeah,
and but people. I understand why people don't really care for like pastry stouts because at points, and kind of Shannon's point about like fruited sours, like the 450 North beers, like you drink flapjack nuggets and you drink any of the slushies. If I was just to drink those blind, I don't think I could tell you probably they're beer in a lot of respects because they just drink like something that's delicious. The first thing that doesn't pop to mind is a beer, especially those slushies. They drink like a legit smoothie. Like they don't taste like beer. I can't sit there and be like, oh, I'm getting. If I don't know there's beer in here, I can't tell you there's really anything. So it's just like I'm bullshitting in all my reviews like usual. But seriously, it's just like that blackberry slushy tasted like straight up blackberry juice.
Like I'm in 7-Eleven right now.
Yeah, it's like I'm drinking a fucking blackberry slushy from 7-Eleven. What do you want from me? That's what they're saying it is. That's what it is. And the fucking strawberry blueberry one was crazy because it was 8%. And I drink 2 of those and probably be feeling good, but they still wouldn't taste like beer to me.
Yeah.
I don't know. But I get why people get upset at that. But it's like, I don't know. I guess
But there's still parts of Germany. You may got to be Weizenbot rule to be called beer. So you have to follow the purity law.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, but I can appreciate all the styles, all the old school styles that are just, no adjunct or whatever. I do. But like I had the Doppelbock, like the Eyinger, and that was fucking, I haven't given many 5 out of 5s on my channel, but I got a 5 out of 5 because it's fucking delicious. And guess what it has in it? 4 core ingredients, and that's it. There's nothing else. Yeah. So it can be done. And there's delicious beers, but I'm not going to sit here and tell you I don't like pastry stouts and fruited sours and barrel-aged beers and shit because they're delicious too. I mean, craft beer is creative and it has been for a long time. So, there's a lot of breweries doing creative shit. Whether or not you want to say it tastes like real beer, I don't care. If it's delicious in front of me, I'm drinking the fucking thing.
And that's the bottom line.
Because Stone Cold said so. We have a couple more comments here. Whiskey Throttle says, Todd's woman has taken over. Todd's barely in the screen.
There were times that Shannon did shift the camera earlier.
More time.
Yeah, she did earlier.
And
She's like, let me move that a little bit. Wait a minute. You're still in the shot. I got just a little more.
You know why that is, Todd? Because you're a pussy. Also, we have.
Oh, he's really not.
Thanks,
He's not.
He's really not.
He's
when
not.
It comes to driving through 2 inches of water.
I remember that.
I was like, what are you going to do? Not send me more stickers? Also,
I'm going to not send you more 450 North beers.
Okay. That's
touche.
Damn it. Whiskey Throttle says, do you even drink, bro, at Rod J BeerVentures? I don't know. Do you, Rod?
Had this one.
Of course I drank. I drank already.
Have y'all had this one?
I have.
Eric has.
Is it good?
I don't care for, but you might, Shannon.
You know, help, Eric.
If it has lactose in it, I'll probably like it.
It probably.
Well, try it out and see what you think.
Oh, there's 12 of them?
Yeah.
12 beers or Christmas.
The 12 days of milkshake stout.
Well, I've had about 3 or 4 12% beers. I'll probably like anything anybody puts in front of me right now.
Whiskey Throttle says at Beer Patrol, I have a vodka made from milk. That's interesting.
A vodka made from milk?
Yeah, what the fuck? That's it.
Huh.
I'll try that. What's the name of it, Whiskey Throttle? Can you buy that? I'd be all about it. I said it, even though he's not Canadian. I said it like Canadian. Great.
A boot.
Just because I'm reading Eric Gilbert. A boot. Eric Gilbert says, I'll drink an adjunct now and then to remind myself that they suck. Well, that's on you, Eric.
What's an adjunct?
It's like an extra added to beer that's not part of the main ingredients.
Yeah. Pretty much anything.
Like your lactose that you like.
Yeah.
Oh,
or fruit, or coconut, or chocolate, or coffee, or anything.
So all the fun stuff.
Yeah.
All the good stuff is basically adjuncts.
Everything that 450 North does.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or rice or corn, right, Eric? Or rice or corn.
Or corn.
Or raisins?
Yeah, definitely raisins.
Coconut raisins.
Anheuser-Busch corn syrup.
Yeah. Jesus Christ. And then Eric, our Eric says Miller Lite for life, Gilbert, and then Eric Gilbert responds with Miller Lite is too pricey here, and High Life is fair. I don't know.
Those crazy Canadian prices.
Whiskey Throttle that says, "Oh my God, I'm going to need a whiskey." Is why are you going to need it? I mean, whiskey, right? Your Whiskey Throttle. And then Eric Gilbert says, "I do enjoy lactose stouts."
See, he likes some adjunct.
He does. Eric Gilbert's a hypocrite, piece of shit, like all of us.
What do you really think, Joe?
It smells like vanilla.
All Eric Gilbert does is troll my comments. So when I get a chance to troll him in response, there's nothing better.
No, I know.
Eric's a good dude, though. He watches all my videos for some reason. I'm not really sure.
He does mine. He comments on mine every once in a while.
He's a good dude. He likes to. He usually ends up drinking a beer and then whiskey or bourbon and comments on a lot of our stuff. And look, he's one of the few guys that's been here all night, so I give him props. Whiskey Throttle says the name of vodka with milk is called Black Cow Vodka. I have to check that out. That sounds very interesting.
Black Cow Vodka. Okay, all right.
Thank you, Whiskey Throttle. I appreciate it. Then we have Whiskey Throttle says, I think Todd's woman hurt his feelings.
Nobody asked you, Whiskey. Nobody asked you.
Poor Todd.
Yeah, and then Eric Gilbert trolls Whiskey Throttle.
No feelings hurt here, bro.
He doesn't have any left after 20 years.
He says,
those went out the window a long time ago. Eric
Gilbert says, a Whiskey Throttle, you're going to have to hand over the whiskey because of that vodka. Oh, he doesn't like the fact that he's enjoying a vodka.
It's really good.
It's actually, I see it at Total Wine, so I don't have a Total Wine. You guys probably do so at some points. And no, maybe not.
We do.
I don't.
It's a $750 of it's $25.99.
Probably get a party source or something here, though.
Yeah, you might be able to.
Wait, what is that? What is it?
The vodka made out of milk.
Vodka made out of milk.
Yeah. Online, it's $33 though. It's expensive.
Oh, Jesus, forget it.
I like to try it though.
Yeah, me too.
Regular old vodka is just fine.
I need the milk vodka. I'm lactose intolerant, but I don't care. He said, Whiskey Throttle said, he said it wasn't plural. It said, I think Todd's woman hurt his feeling. It wasn't plural. He said feeling.
Oh, yes, that's more accurate.
Feeling. One is feeling.
That's more accurate.
It's not accurate still, but.
Well, no, I didn't hurt his feeling, but.
And Whiskey Throttle said, to clarify, he did not open the vodka yet, so settle down, Eric Gilbert.
So he hasn't even tried it yet.
He just says he has it. He just hasn't opened it, so he's still into the whiskey. So he's never going to.
Next week he's going to have to let us know how that is.
Yeah, give us.
Whiskey Throttle, we're going to have to ask you to settle down.
Oh Jesus, that's my line. But I approve, Eric, because you use my line, I will now read the PSA.
You got a total line.
I'm not going to.
PSA time.
Yeah, pretty much. Actually, it's like we're almost midnight now. So,
Yeah, we're pretty close.
are we good on comments?
The last two comments I will read here. I want to thank everybody for showing up. I would go back and read everyone that was here, but I'm feeling too good to do that. Whiskey Bottle says it's made from Milk Way in England, and then Gabriel says Google says the creation of West Dorset dairy farmer Jason Barber Black Cow claims to be the world's first pure milk vodka made from nothing but pure whole milk.
Ooh, sexy.
Crazy.
Wow. Wow.
But yeah, that's all we have for comments.
He's like, wow.
Thank everybody for commenting, from Eric Gilbert to Gabriel to Not Raining on Your Parade to Whiskey Throttle to Ewer to Foamy Head to Raz124. Everybody else who showed up that I'm missing, which I'm sure isn't too many people, but if I do, it's on me. I'm sorry.
Well, yeah. Well, thanks for everybody that definitely showed up tonight. Because actually, it's already midnight. So I'm looking at my Fitbit. Like, I don't have a watch. Why am I looking at my Fitbit? Anyway. But that all being said, I'll turn it over to Eric here.
All right, guys, if you had too much to drink, please get a designated driver. You guys should know my spiel went on, but if not, we can say it one more time. Guys, if you're going to drive home drunk, please get a designated driver. And I'm pretty much inebriated right now, so, and I've seen everyone laughing at me right now.
It's not his joke making me laugh.
But you're not going to drive anywhere.
Exactly. You're going to get pulled over by the cops. You're going to do a stupid-ass sobriety test. Then you get free ride to jail. You get court fees and possible prison time. And then if you hit or kill somebody, you guys know you're going to be in the slammer for a while. If you kill yourself, all you've done is hurt your family, friends, and put yourself 6 feet under, okay? Just sleep off your buzz. You get your car the next day. Get an Uber or taxi. Have someone at the bar get you a ride. Use your phone. Get the Uber or Lyft app. Get you right home. Just whatever you do not drive home drunk, okay?
Yeah, don't do it because no one wins.
Yeah, co-signed.
But thanks for everybody that turned out tonight for the show. And make sure you check out Eric's channel, Eric Alliance Fan. Make sure you check out Joe's channel, The Beer Patrol, and then coming soon, Todd's channel, whatever Shannon has him do, because he's a pussy.
Jesus Christ.
And then everybody else, some of the guys in the chat, check out Whiskey Throttle. He commented here late, but he's got some good stuff on whiskey there as well.
He has an upcoming vodka milk review, even if he doesn't.
Yeah.
Yes.
And that all being said, we're going to go ahead and sign off here, and we'll look forward to seeing you guys next week. And then I will be uploading some other reviews here tomorrow, Saturday, Sunday. So make sure you check those out and check out everybody else. And go to Eric and Joe's channel. Check out their unboxing of the beers with Todd. I'm sure they will be highly entertaining. Look forward to catching you guys next time. Keep drinking those good craft beers. As always, time, get your beer on. Cheers.